And you know what's crazy? I love Drake and Josh so much that when I heard that there was a Drake rapper, I said, how the fuck he gonna call himself Drake? We got Drake Bell.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, Drake. Oh, but you mean Drake like Drake and Josh? We used to say that. Yeah. Yo, it's the Mallory Bros Podcast. We on episode, good catch. We on episode 194. You tripping, slipping, slacking on your pimping.
It's 194?
I should have known. I should have known he was slipping. You tripping. Episode 194, we headed into the week. Still double check, because I'm keeping the confidence, but I'm still up here like, hold up.
Nah, it is 194, 193.
I knew I wasn't slipping, man. 194, happy week. I gotta stop saying that.
Happy week. Happy Tuesday. Happy start. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Let's say that.
Happy week.
Happy week. It's not gonna work. Hope everybody had a good weekend. We had a fucking TL packed weekend. I spent more time on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. I have spent more time on my phone this weekend than a lot of weekends, bro.
That's crazy, bro, because I would say I spent more time in front of fucking... This is one of them times, y'all. Whenever a big album drops, it's all day in front of it, you know?
It's funny because shout out to everybody that...
The Realest 9 on Patreon.
Shout out to the 9 on Patreon that watched the full reaction. Shout out to everybody that got to see the single reaction on YouTube. But it was a lot that you did.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's 3 hours of footage. It's funny because everybody in the little Patreon lounge was like, this motherfucker doing his best at it ever. And it ended up being good at it.
I was going to say, it's easily one of my favorite videos that we've ever done. I've never edited a video. I tell Terrell, sometimes, I told A-Train at like 1, I was like, I'm putting the finishing touches on this. I got like 3, maybe 4 songs left. Do you remember we was recording and I said, I was like, my back hurting, and you said, we only got a couple more. And then we ended up having like 6 more.
Yeah.
It was just like that when I edited. And I said, you know what? Each song gives me an opportunity to be creative, so I'm going to take advantage of it. I felt like that speaks to how good that album is. But we might as well, get to it.
It was dope. Yeah. In terms of weekend recap, Metro and Future was and Kendrick was the whole weekend.
Yeah.
I remember, and I said this on Twitter.
And let me say, just for context for people, Metro Boomin, Future dropped an album called We Don't Trust You this past weekend that just set the internet on fire. Probably because it featured my man K-Dot going cray. But
not even, I was thinking I was getting ready to say that, but then again, the album itself
is just
so damn good. If it was just a Kendrick feature, I felt like it'd have been all right. But the fact that the album was as good as it was, that shit was insane. First of all, it's an amazing album. Just to talk about Thursday, I remember Thursday feeling like, man, I wish we was recording tonight,
Yeah.
And we talked about it, remember?
Yeah.
We was like, yo, you think we should get together maybe on, and do a late night situation? It was like, well, we don't have to. We just do it. We do it like we always do it. We always shoot on Friday. But the bad thing about it is that you start seeing little shit. So this was the first.
There was no way that wouldn't be spoiled for you if you were not a midnight listener of that album.
Not yet.
Otherwise, it would have been spoiled. There's no way you could dodge it. You're going to get online and say, why is Kendrick Lamar trending? Oh, he on the album.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was, because I muted Future, Metro, all of the shit. And people are like, oh, shit, Kendrick. I'm like,
damn.
Okay, so he got Kendrick on there.
No, but look, it went from me being on my TL saying, oh, he got a Kendrick verse, to saying, oh, Kendrick said what? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
That's what happened for me.
And then you niggas are so damn hot. I'm off Twitter. You remember that tweet? I'm off Twitter for the weekend, for the night, y'all. We'll listen to this album tomorrow.
Yeah.
People are mentioning me in that tweet. Kendrick, damn, y'all hot as shit.
It was people that was hitting me saying, bro, he did it. Bro, he did it. If you listen to this podcast and you go back to the episode where we talked about J. Cole, because J. Cole said he was coming or whatever. I think it was either First Person Shooter when that song dropped. And we was like, oh, this is so dope. Shout out to two greats.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely spoke on Kendrick back in them pod days and spoke about how, you know, he could be feeling away. So for this to happen this weekend, it was like, yo, I can't believe that, like, he really did that. But anyway, let's try to give some order to this. I will say that my man Pluto is not no stranger to doing and having #1 albums. This is something that he does. So this album's probably going to go #1. The album was fire. Trey, you want to say favorite tracks from the album?
Yeah.
Just off the top?
Off the top. Not even looking at the track list. Claustrophobic is easily my favorite track from the album. I don't even...
That's crazy.
And it's not even the best track. It's not the best track. It's not the best track on the album. But that's one of my favorites. Cinderella is amazing.
Yeah. #9. Track 9.
Cinderella is amazing. Pimpin' these hoes, I'm up in magic like I'm done.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it on.
That what the fuck you mean? That's gonna round out my favorites.
Yeah. What the fuck you mean end up being one of the best
Oh,
joints.
and then I can't forget the joint that you put me on to, which is Ain't No Love. That joint is
my two favorites so far is I love Ain't No Love. I love Seen It All. I love Everyday Hustle, bro. That shit make me feel, I don't know what it is. Like the Ross part come, but then the back part of it, I'm like, yo, this is just a quality ass track.
Of course, we speaking outside of the hype joints. Of course, like
of course
Type
the hype
Shit.
one. Yeah, of course, Type
like
Shit,
that.
Ice Attack. The first 5, actually first 6, the
Six.
whole album. I can't even say the
The
first.
only song I don't listen to is Slimed In.
And that's because you slept. That's one of the better songs on the album.
real?
Slimed In, yes. That and go listen to Running Out of Time. Running Out of Time.
I
be
love
stuck in
Running
your
Out of
head
Time.
all day.
Maybe we did running out of time.
Hey, look, we enjoyed that album, y'all. If you got the shout out to the Realest Nine on Patreon. If you locked in and you seen the reaction, shout out to you. I think you could tell how much we truly banged with the album.
Yeah, just shout out to everybody that's on the Patreon, period, man. It was a crazy, we legit had March Madness.
Man, I love
And we
it.
got another upload going up.
Oh, yeah.
If not already out.
And look, we got another album in a week and a half from Future again.
It's
So we
4
right back.
days. 4 days until Beyonce drop.
And Beyonce's fucking dropping. What the fuck? I forgot all
Nigga,
about that
Cowboy
shit.
Carter Act 2.
Cowboy Carter. I forgot all about that
Nah, I'm
shit.
not gonna lie. I honestly forgot that it was March 29th.
What? You're a
She
B-Ray?
said-
You a Beehive fan? And he just said he forgot about the album?
For some reason, I had in my brain April 29th. So I'm thinking, bet we got Bryson Tiller coming, we got another Future, and then we get Beyonce. Beyonce tweeted today, 4 days until I said, 4 days. Oh shit, that joint drop on Friday.
Beyonce got half her community tuned into that joint like how we got y'all looking at this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people checking, but you know what? She's very sneaky. And I think she has like the #1 song
That's why I
in
think-
country history already or some shit.
No, not
Some
in country,
shit.
not in country history. That would go to Lil Nas X if they let him.
Let's stay on
I would go.
Future's album.
Oh, I don't know if Future and Metro are gonna get are gonna be #1 consecutively. Vultures went #1 for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. You got Beyonce on your heels.
Yeah.
Her fan base gonna show up. She's gonna do an easy 200K. So if you're not doing 200 in your second week, they doing 229 they first week. They ain't gonna do 200 the second week.
Nah, yeah. I mean, honestly, but you never know. I mean,
Is what it is. Doesn't take anything away from how great the project is.
this
or,
album could stay at #1 for a long time, Terrell. I'm telling you why. Just for the same reason that SZA album was up #1 for a long time. Because them songs were like playable. Like you don't just
Yeah.
experience. I don't know if y'all remember I Never Liked You, the album from maybe 3 years ago. But some of them songs you would still hear on your TL. And it's because them songs replay value was nuts. That's always been Pluto's game. Like replay value.
yeah,
And I think this album has that, bro. This album got replay
it
value.
has more than I Never Liked You. I've played
I
this
seen
album.
this dude who was talking about how it wasn't better than I Never Liked You, and I honestly do think that I like this album. I like this album more than I Never Liked You. Songs had to grow on me on I Never Liked You, like Holy Ghost had to grow. Or
Gold
like
Stacks.
Gold Stacks had to grow. Fucking For a Nut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't
Then
have
you had
stuff
the
like that.
Voodoo joint. I danced with the devil so much. That was cool, but that was like, you know,
Nah, yeah.
Kodak Black was on that jump.
Future and Metro together are just one of the best duos. Let's talk about not the elephant in the room no more. But Kendrick lit into J. Cole and Drake.
Track number 6, like that,
Like
9
that.
upside down, 9 years after the verse that shook the world.
Uh-huh.
He does it again.
He does it again. It was crazy. We kind of got the idea that he was going to be talking some shit, but then when we listened to it, it was like, oh shit, this motherfucker definitely is cutting the bullshit.
I feel like what he just did, y'all, like to just even think that this nigga J. Cole is going to go up against Kendrick
Nah, yeah.
or turn his attention and say, he said what? This is low-key something that I honestly, if you'd have asked me 2 weeks ago, remember we were talking about Kendrick like he's done. We was talking about Kendrick like, you know, he's focusing on himself and his family. Like he don't care. Like everybody, when they talk about Kendrick, I feel like they would say, Kendrick doesn't really care about the bullshit. I wouldn't think that, not that Kendrick doesn't care about music, but I thought Kendrick didn't give a fuck about the big 3 talk at all. I thought he was like, fuck it. To hear him like speaking on it, and we've never heard him say shit. You've heard Drake say, I'm the best. You've heard Cole say, ain't no nigga fucking with me.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick has spoke on it, but he's also been just the most like, out of this big 3 talk, it has kind of been Drake and Cole, and then Kendrick is like kind of back here. This motherfucker moved both them out the way and said, yo, fuck you, I'm better than both of y'all. And I feel like he just set the whole rap game on fire again.
As he does. I honestly wanted to say that I think people are underselling J. Cole in the diss. Like, I really think, like, people are, like, on Drake about responding, and they're hopeful that Cole will say something, when I think it's equal pressure on both. What he did to Cole, to me, the part about Cole, to me, is equal to the For All Your Dogs getting buried and the Prince outlived Mike Jack. A lot of people really slept on the beginning because what y'all got to remember is J. Cole has been very nice. He's been very sportsmanship, that guy, but he also talks some shit. And Kendrick catches that shit, and this is something that you niggas just need to understand. We love J. Cole. People have been tweeting shit like, J. Cole been minding his business. Here come Kendrick out of nowhere. Or J. Cole chilling. Here come Kendrick. Nah. We let the nice guy image from J. Cole fool y'all into thinking that it's chill. J. Cole, for the last year, has been saying he the best. I'm number one. But guess what he mixed in there, right? The last couple years. They gave it through the bronze at me behind Drake and died. Them niggas is superstars. Cool. You think I'm if I'm Kendrick, okay, cool. Yeah, he think I'm a superstar. Now, me and Drizzy, you know, it's the big 3 that we started a league. That's
The
why.
Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake.
Now think about it. Kendrick starts his Kendrick verse. He says, I hope your sentiments are symbolic. Meaning, I hope the shit you talking about, you mean it. But then when he says, my attitude bipolar, I choose violence. He's not fucking with, all right.
My attitude is bipolar, like I just said on my last album that I won a Grammy for.
Exactly.
I'm choosing to really be a first-person shooter, not just on first-person shooter mode.
Yes.
Because y'all playing games.
And he followed that shit up by saying, bet, let's get it up. It's time for him to prove that he's actually a problem. Because guess what? J. Cole, hard truth.
You're clicking up.
He's talking a lot of shit. And you saying you number one, but you never really did this beef shit for real. Even though Kendrick, nobody has done more beef shit than Drake. But I feel like Cole definitely, and if we could talk responses or who needs to respond or whatever, I think they both equally need to
Man,
respond.
I'll say this. Kendrick got both of them niggas games just twisted right now. I think Kendrick has both of their worlds crazy. Did you see Drake on stage last night?
Yes.
Did you see him saying, did you see his energy?
Yes.
You ever see a nigga
Do we
that
have that?
I do have that. I can play it right now. All I gotta do, I'm a finger tap search away from.
That shit was crazy, but you know what, Brody? So Terrence is getting ready to play the clip. Drake was on stage last night. He's been doing his a couple legs with Wayne for, he's still touring. But he got on stage and was basically kind of... They said he addressed it, but we don't know. Here we go.
I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. Listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling tonight about your fucking self. Because you know how I'm feeling? I got my fucking head up high, my back straight. I'm 10 fucking toes down in Florida or anywhere else I go. And I know that no matter what, it's not a nigga on this earth that can ever fuck with me in my life. And that's how I want you to walk out of here tonight.
All right, bet. Now, this is my thing. I don't put too much stock in that as everybody. Oh, my God. Because Drake does that every single tour, every night. He did it when we went. He does it every night. But I'll tell you this. The nigga is definitely rattled.
Nah, fuck
but
that
people
rattle
acting
shit.
like...
You are shook. We've never seen Drizzy like that
Terrence,
before.
he does that every single night on his tour.
He just said.
He does everything on every single night. He says, niggas can't fuck with me. You doing you. When you walked here and niggas was hating on you, fuck them. He does that. But this did feel very personal tonight.
I'll let Terrell shoot Drake some bail, because that's what he doing.
I'm
Besides
giving y'all the
saying
real.
that you look insane, Drake. Really?
I don't think he look insane.
Bro? Really? I waited 4 days, nigga. Where y'all at? Where's that energy? Because it's been about 4 days, Drake. And you talking about I got my head up high and my back straight. When you got to give yourself a pep talk, you're rattled.
Let's have an honest...
When you got to give yourself... Terrell, come on.
Let's have an honest conversation about the beef, though. Let's have an honest conversation about the beef. Well, on my way over here.
Terrell, no, Terrell, you're wrong. You are wrong about what you're about to say. Though. You need to know your man is truly rattled, because this is his Kanye.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Kendrick that rattled Drake alone.
100% is.
I don't. I think the weight, because think about it. Drake has survived more than, oh, fuck the big three, it's Big Meat. Let's be honest about Drake for 1 second. I know everybody love Kendrick. I love the nigga too. Kendrick, if you watching this, love you, bro. It's love. But what Kendrick said about Drake was like, oh shit, he calling you out. But Drake has survived way worse than this. This nigga Meek Mill outed your nigga that said you was writing songs ghostwriting.
So what?
You had your son against your will brought out to the world by Pusha T. This is not like, oh my God, if I'm Drake, I'm terrified. I have survived this shit. That's just a fact. I think that shit on stage last night about I'm standing 10 toes down, nobody can fuck with me. You got apparently what they saying.
Don't start naming like...
You against...
Don't start naming accolades if that's what you about to start doing.
I'm not. Think about it. He not just up against Kendrick. You and Future... not cool no more. You and Metro not cool. They saying you and Rick Ross not cool. They saying you and this person not cool. The world is against the nigga right now. So I don't feel like that on stage was just at Kendrick. But y'all will give it all to Kendrick. But
you not on that
diss
stage.
was a diss, but it's like, that wasn't even the worst diss that he's seen. It's not, Drake has to respond, but it isn't like
You said that's not the worst diss he's seen. My thing is
it's
like...
not.
That's the most direct anybody has ever come out at Drake. Even Meek,
Terrence, no, it's not.
Even Meek didn't diss you. Meek was dissing you on Twitter.
Terrence, like, Meek Mill was dissing
what
the nigga.
This was more
brought
direct
out your...
What this was more direct and worse than like that? None, Terrell. Well, Adidon. But Drake didn't survive that. You got buried by that.
Drake didn't survive Adidon?
No,
if I'm Drake,
you survived because you're still making money, but you definitely lost that beef.
Okay,
because you didn't respond.
Okay, cool.
The whole mystery track of if I release this, y'all gonna be. You lost then.
I do agree that he lost the war when it came. I mean, he lost the battle when it came to the Adidon track.
If life is the
but
war,
he lost the war.
You went to war with.
Terrence, no, you didn't. I won the war. I am still the It's the same
Terrell,
thing
America
with
has
Rick
been
Ross.
to wars before
Terrence,
and lost.
Rick Ross.
But we still good. You
When
can't
Rick-
just say because he good now. He lost that war with
He did
Pusha.
it.
That's
He
why you
lost the
still
battle.
talking about it.
Pusha T is doing fish fillet commercials
But you
again.
see what I'm saying?
Drake is still the biggest rapper in the game. Think about it, T. Ja Rule took a serious L that altered the second half of his career to 50 Cent. When 50 Cent put out the Officer Ricky shit on Rick Ross, everybody thought that Rick Ross was not going to survive. And guess what? He survived.
That's true. Rap beef is rap beef, but also
That's
there
why-
is rap beef that's comedic, like Rick Ross and 50. We can't look at a bunch of Rick
That
Ross
wasn't
and 50.
comedic. Those was things that should
Listen
end
real
your
quick.
career.
We can't look at music with them two. We just looking at a whole bunch of funny shit that 50 Cent was doing, but go and play the Rick Ross diss track type shit. You know what I mean? I feel like Kendrick is not on some I'm just saying this to a nigga type energy. I think he really is like, yo, y'all niggas clicking up and I don't agree with this shit. Like, I feel like he's being very direct. And for a nigga like Drake, who
This
has,
wasn't the most direct that
I don't
somebody
think it
has
was
ever
the,
dissed Kendrick.
maybe it wasn't
I
the
mean,
most
diss Drake.
direct, but I feel like it's direct enough for us to say, nigga, you do need to respond to him. It could be catty shit with Future and Metro, but like we ain't expecting Drake to respond to Future and Metro.
But you saying
But-
it's 4 days, Drake. I don't think this is a he has to respond tomorrow type situation. I'm sorry. I feel
think
like
it
we can
is.
wait and then the next.
Since we let him get off, I waited 4 days, nigga, where y'all at, to Meek.
That was
And
active.
I saw a tweet that was true. Meek was fresh off an album. Meek was doing tours. Meek was hot. Meek was doing his own thing. And Drake came out of nowhere with 2 tracks. And Meek had to figure it out. So my thing is this. We let you get off. I waited 4 days where y'all at. Now we telling you and giving you grace because what? You got a lot on your shoulders?
Terrence,
Fuck
you're
outta
forgetting.
here.
Meek Mill was not just chilling and all of a sudden Drake is dissing me. That is not what happened.
He wasn't chilling, but he had an album
They
out
had-
to worry
they
about.
were-
He was on tour with Nicki Minaj.
The nigga was
And he was with Nicki with all of that shit, bro. It was a lot going
yeah,
on
but
with
it
Meek,
was
but we
it
don't
was
give him
already
no-
tension between Drake and Meek. They already
Meek had beef with Safari. Are we gonna
The
give
Quit
Meek?
Miller-
We never gave Meek grace for the shit he had going on.
I'm not saying we don't give the nigga grace. I'm saying it wasn't as simple as this nigga Meek is just chilling on
Terrell,
tour.
you-
Oh shit, here comes Drake. I gotta prepare to respond. Nah, you knew it was tension. You created it. You helped foster the tension. Some of it because you was dating Nicki and niggas was putting, the Drake
Terrell,
shit.
you know who you being right now? You are being, and you look like him. You're being Prop Joe from The Wire. You're being Prop Joe.
I have the plug.
You know
Niggas
why?
can't move unless
no,
I move.
because look, you're so
Until
worried
nigga
about
Marlo came.
You're so worried about the game. Like you're so worried about the pieces and being, but you're not looking at the characters. You're gonna die. You know why? This is exactly why Prop Joe died. He was not paying attention to the threats in front of him. Think about if somebody hit Prop thinking smart, right? What was Marlo thinking? My name is my name.
Nah,
and in hip hop,
nah, Terrence.
in hip hop,
It's not a good. Go ahead.
in hip hop, Terrell, if you hit Marlo and you come to Marlo talking about the game, Marlo's gonna say, fuck all of that. The longer that we don't say anything, even Avon, the longer we let the streets know that this nigga smacked me, the longer I stay quiet, the longer we do nothing, that's our name being played with. Drake, the longer you don't put a track out, Terrell can make all the excuses he want for you. You are literally taking an L because you are the person that said nobody wants it too. Bet. Remember when I
agree.
said Drake was scared to say Kendrick's name? I said this before. And you was like, oh, he said his name before. Y'all told me he said his name. Remember, I was just saying, because on the joint that he just did, remember the Kendrick joint I was just talking about, the mask off joint?
What?
Platinum. How y'all let a conscious rapper go commercial while only making conscious albums? I had posted something and I said, low key, what did he say after that?
How y'all let the braids on TV? How
In
y'all let the
that
hood
verse,
at the
he-
table? Niggas don't even know
in-
how to
in
rate them.
that-
Feeling like I'm a creative player. Everybody that didn't pay your debts, but
Gotta pay something now and pay respect.
Yeah.
Gotta lay something down if making threats.
So Kendrick did his pop. He did.
When he did that, everybody said, well, he's scared to say Drake's name. He's scared to say his name. He said, say my name, I promise you'll see Candyman. The nigga has been telling Drake and J. Cole this whole time.
But you're the
I
guy.
am really with it.
You're
Like
the
you
guy
said.
that's saying, say my name, but you're not saying anybody's name the whole time until now.
But
So
my
it ain't
thing-
like you just been getting called out all year.
But
I
did
mean,
you-
all 10 years.
Okay, so let's
All
talk
of
about
y'all been doing this Katy shit. That's why he said, fuck. What'd he say?
fuck Big Three, nigga.
No,
it's just
no,
Big
not
Me.
even that. What did he say before when he said first person shooter? Fuck sneak dissing. Fuck the sneak diss, bet. Now I'm really at you niggas for the first time I am speaking on you niggas
But-
sense control.
Okay, but my thing is this. You're giving Drake grace
I'm
for
not
his
giving grace.
response time, and I'm telling you, it don't matter if you're the biggest rapper at all. Let me tell you, Terrell.
What about-
this is rap beef. This goes back down to Smack DVD. Terrell, do it matter if you're the biggest battler right now? If you get a bad first verse, if bro come out with a fire first round, you have to come with a fire first round. We're not gonna say, hey, come on, y'all, we know who Geechee is. Come on, y'all, we know. Nah, everybody's waiting to see you respond. It don't matter
That's
what
not the
level you
same.
on.
That is a different venue.
You saying that Drake didn't lose the
I do
Pusha
think-
battle because he still got money while Pusha doing
Nah,
commercials.
I think Drake won the.
on.
I think because when you look back at this shit, and I think like when you listen to Adidon, right? Outside of the shock value of oh shit, y'all, he got a kid hiding, and I baited this nigga into responding to me so I could just tell the word about his kid. Outside of the shock value, the W joint versus that one, it's like, oh, okay, this nigga got you in the battle, but at the end of the day, it doesn't even
Terrell.
really matter anymore. Kendrick is now. This is my thing. I'm not saying that the nigga shouldn't respond, and I'm not just talking about Drake. I mean Drake and J. Cole. People want J. Cole to just put out a record right now. If
That's-
I'm J. Cole, I'm gonna do it on my album. I'm gonna let y'all sit on this.
When nobody's the pressure isn't on J. Cole to respond immediate. I think the pressure is on Drake to respond
I just
immediate
don't get that.
because we gave you the badge of honor for how quick you was with back-to-back and Charged Up. He dropped Charged Up and said, yo, it's Amanda, man, I think it's a stage. I'm Freda, man, I think this is, you know what I'm saying? This is the joint where he said, no woman ever had me starstruck or was able to tell me to get my bars up. We knew who you was talking about. And so did Meek. Oh shit, the nigga talking about me. 4 days later, Drake came with a
Back-to-back.
heavy-handed joint.
Want a Grammy?
You don't get to get the badge of honor for that. We could have low-key gave Drake a badge. Yo, if you respond quick in hip-hop, that's the Drake
I
badge.
feel like, why are we doing it on a time, though? The nigga will respond. Why are we saying, oh, the nigga has to respond just like that? Nah, he doesn't. Kendrick, because let's be honest about your guy, right? And I love Kendrick. Kendrick gets to come out of nowhere. Nigga, you said you wasn't about to rap.
Hold up.
Now, all of a sudden,
He never said that he wasn't rapping.
you said, I choose me, I'm sorry. After not rapping for 5 years, you came back and put out a great album. An introspective album, though. I'm depressed as fuck, but since I got to rap for you
Hold
niggas,
up, hold
here
up.
we go album.
Come on.
It was a good album. It was a
you
great
give
album.
You give Drake credit for that vulnerability.
Terrence, nah, but you see, we got a different level of like mental health focused shit from Kendrick.
But you will
He's
give,
talking about time.
But
He's
but
talking
y'all,
about
y'all
kids.
call him
He's
an
talking
old
about-
man for being vulnerable, but that's the
No,
same
no,
thing.
no.
It's a quality with Drizzy.
I'm not saying it as a slight. What I'm saying is,
I never heard nobody say that before. That's a fact, ain't it?
what I'm saying is this, because I'm not saying that it's a slight for him to be vulnerable. What I'm saying is, Kendrick gets the luxury of he gets the luxury of not rapping and then just coming out and shaking some shit and then going away. And Kendrick likes to play the I'm the guy, and all you niggas ain't get ready to say nothing to me though. Oh, I wish a nigga would. And then you don't say shit. Now you just took
Nobody's ever said shit.
What did he really say bad about Drake and J. Cole? It's really just a call out. This is easy. This is really, now that I've had a couple
Are you
days.
kidding
Terrence,
me?
Now that I've had a couple days to like sit with the verse, this would be very easy for J. Cole to put out something to where now Kendrick, you gotta respond to what this nigga just put out. Because I feel like this wasn't like a super diss. It was like the call out.
Terrell,
They're
I
going
want
to
you-
respond, and then Kendrick has to
Terrell,
respond.
remember, he literally said, for all your dogs getting buried, that's a K with all these nines. Literally.
That wasn't even...
I want y'all to imagine, Terrell, if Drake said, I'm smoking on some good shit with a bad bitch and she mad pretty. Chill out, Kendrick. Remember, you a good kid in a mad city. It would be like, whoa. Like, Kendrick, you have to respond. He just came
Terrence,
for...
that one line that Drake would say, Kendrick's
Damn,
gonna...
I'm with a chick and she pretty bad. Hey, yo, Kendrick, chill. You the good kid. The city mad.
Now, Terrence, if he said that,
K-Dot don't
if he
want
said
that
a
with me.
couple of those lines, if he said a couple of them lines,
You
and
would want
then
K-Dot to respond.
Drake is going to respond with a, think about this. This is Kendrick Lamar's Infrared. Just like how Pusha T put out Infrared, Drake put out Duppy Freestyle.
Nigga, no, bro. This was not Infrared.
Listen. I mean in
Like-
terms of the call out. Like,
It was more direct than just you.
Infrared was about Drake. It was
This
undoubtedly.
was legit about Drake and Kate and J.
Terrence,
Cole, the
just
whole verse.
listen, I'm trying to tell you what I mean. Infrared was about Drake, right? Like you said. This was just the Like That joint was about Drake and Cole.
Yeah.
But when Drake put out the Duppy freestyle for a small couple of days, we all was like, damn, Push. He cooked you. No malice in your heart. You a respectable dude. All of the shit he said, Push had to respond back with Adidon. My thing is this. If Drake respond with a record, if Cole respond with a record, Kendrick will now be on the hook to respond with his record, his Adidon.
But he's not. But I don't know why you're.
That's
even,
what I'm saying. Like,
But what's the point
We're
of
putting-
saying that? Why are you
because we
saying,
put
oh,
this-
if he responded, Kendrick got to respond? Of course, it's your man gonna respond. You've been sitting here this whole time shooting him bail.
I'm not shooting him bail.
And
I
giving
said
him
he should
grace
respond.
and saying that he's got a lot going on. But
didn't
now
say
you're
that.
trying to say that. Oh, well, if he
I never said that.
You definitely did say he
Terrence,
has a lot going on.
I said the nigga should respond. I just don't think he should have to. He doesn't have to respond in 2 days. I don't think J. Cole has to respond in 2
You're
days.
not looking at this shit like The Wire. If our shit gets hit or Snowfall, if a nigga come and just shoot up our shit and we just sitting
Terrence,
for
this
days, you don't think you look pussy?
This is not that.
It is that.
It's not.
This is hip hop. That's why Drake said, I waited 4 days, nigga. Where y'all at? And you got your
That
shit
was
off.
one time.
So now you can have a lot going on, and it's cool, but we're giving you smoke until you respond. You're not gonna play
No, that's fine. I said
You're getting smoke until you
he
respond,
should
bro.
respond. I don't think the nigga has to respond in 3
J.
days.
Cole, you should be
He can
giving that
respond his
grace
own
to
time.
you should be giving that grace to Cole. He got an album coming out. Drake, you're touring your album for like the 90th time. You can fucking respond
He
to
just
this
did the
shit.
biggest hip hop tour in history.
But look,
If I'm Drake, J. Cole is the one that y'all extend grace to, and he is the one that it has
Terrell,
the
hold on,
most
wait, let
pressure
me
to
say this,
respond.
bro. Let me say this, because you done took us all the way down here, bro. Your man just got on stage and said, my back is straight, my head's up high. He is rattled.
By what?
Kendrick.
Terrence, so you're gonna put all of this. So Future just did your whole "We Don't Trust You" is about Drake.
But
you're
I don't-
putting all of this, and this is what Kendrick fans do that piss me off because now y'all
You're
trying to
not
make
even
it
really
seem-
letting me get it off.
Terrence,
you're just
you
like
just said
yell-
it.
You're just yapping and just trying to say
You
it's
just
not
said
that,
it.
but like,
It's not. Drake is
you're not
rattled.
letting me get it off.
Drake rattled because the whole world against him right now. These motherfuckers just dissed me on a whole album.
Okay, but like I don't
Everybody's
think
turning on me. I'm not up here rattled because Kendrick said, "For all your dogs getting buried." Come on, y'all. Like, it was a crazy line for sure. But this nigga rattled because you have half the fucking industry against you.
you are.
I'm not shout-
You are bailing this
I'm
nigga
not-
out, bro.
Terrence,
you are literally trying
I'm-
to give this nigga grace.
I'm not shooting him
So
any
who
grace.
gives a fuck? You
I'm
never
telling
gave
you.
Meek Mill that grace when we
Terrence,
talked
I'm
about
not-
Drake.
I'm not giving him
when we
grace.
talked about Drake's diss, we wasn't giving Meek Mill grace
Terrence,
because he had
I'm
a lot
not
of different
giving
things
him
going
grace. You're giving all
What
of
i-
this. You're taking Drake on stage last night and giving that all to Kendrick. And I'm like, nah,
on. Terrell, okay.
it's not just that. It's all of this.
Okay.
That's
I get-
all I was saying. I didn't give the nigga no
But
grace.
like, we don't give a fuck about that
Yeah.
part.
No.
We give a fuck about the fact that out of the big three, Future and Metro Boomin, they're not included.
Y'all are music
This
fans.
this big three, y'all just did first person shooter. Like, don't act like you don't know what the big three is. And from my sources, shout out my man C told me that Kendrick was supposed to be on First Person Shooter. You didn't see that?
I saw that, but we don't know if any of this shit is true,
Okay,
Terrence.
Terrell, so what? So my thing is this. If the rumors that Kendrick was supposed to be on First Person Shooter was true, and they didn't like that, and they didn't like his verse or whatever, then it's an understood thing. Like, oh, okay, yo, it's a big three. Drake understands that there's a big three. The fact that this man came out and dissed you, I don't think that, oh, wow, well, I got this dude against me, this dude against me. Yo, we're not thinking about your situation. We thinking about hip hop. We have been trying to figure out who's the king. Your man J. Cole, he can't do a verse without talking about how nobody's better than him. Drake is using his accolades to say that he's the king. But y'all all acknowledge the three. So now that one of the three says, like, we can live in harmony all we want, but if I'm House Targaryen and we send them dragons through, it's war. It's not just, oh,
But
damn.
Terrence,
It's like, yo,
y'all
we
are-
was cool, but now you have to respond.
I get that, but y'all are also music fans. And this is what you got to understand about everybody on Twitter is music fans. So the conversation is, oh shit, big three, who's going to respond?
It
Because
should be
we're
about
all
music.
fans of the music, sure. But what I think people are discounting in Drake being on stage and saying, nobody can fuck with me, I'm whatever, is he had real relationships with Future, Metro. It's shit that foiled that's a little bit bigger than just the diss. Like, that's a huge part of it. But I just think, like,
I get it.
do you get that? Like, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
we're fans of the music, and we want to focus so much on the diss.
But,
and
like,
shit Drake said about
when Meek-
Kendrick.
when Meek-
Hold up, y'all. It's some real shit.
When Meek was going back and forth with Drake, Meek is actively, literally with Drake's label mate, with Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Who's cool. Do you know how it is to beef with a nigga your girl cool with? Bro, I'm telling you, it's the worst shit ever. And here this nigga come with music. You was just tweeting. Nobody gave Meek Mill grace and said that he had a lot going on. He just put an album out. He just dropped that album and was sick that Drake didn't share it. Drake dropping disses. All low-key because Drake wanted Nicki Minaj. Because he's a petty nigga, low-key. I'm going to keep it on it.
The girl
I
of
love
your
the
dreams
nigga
to
music.
me is really not a
Probably not a
challenge.
challenge, but you never got her. And look who you ended up knocking up.
Rumor is that I fucked her or that I never could. But rumor has it never did you niggas any good.
He's a great rapper.
Y'all don't know. Y'all
He's
don't
a great
know.
rapper.
We don't know what happened.
He's a great rapper, but now it's time for you to stand on 10 toes. You a great rapper? Then rap, nigga. We're not gonna expect you to
I've done
really
it
be
before.
like Future said. Like,
Now I gotta put on a Drake.
you was always my #1 fan, dog. Do you know that? Let me keep it a stack with y'all, because we was outside for it. For real. Do y'all remember this nigga Future low-key was putting out hit after hit, like album after album, just fire. Evil, fucking, what's the purple joint, Terrell?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain, fucking Beast Modes. He was on top back then. Do y'all remember?
He never was higher than Drake. If you getting ready to try and make it seem like he was higher than Drake, he wasn't. He was not.
Do y'all remember? Future had his own wave. Drake had his own wave. All of a sudden, Future has an album coming out featuring Drake. They got a joint album coming out called What a Time to Be Alive. I remember before everyone heard the album, I remember us being almost shocked that Drake was able to sit on Digital Dash with Future. Simply because Future was that type of dude. Drake was not going crazy on trap beats before What a Time to Be Alive. That is a fact.
Terrence, that's just not true. You do this thing and it's just not true.
Going crazy on trap beats.
Drake never did a trap beat before What a Time
You
to Be
see
Alive
what
is what
niggas
you
do?
saying.
I never said
He never went crazy on a trap
I never
beat.
said never. I said when Drake started doing What a Time to Be Alive, Terrell, go do the research. What came out first? Did What a Time to Be Alive come out first? Or did
What a Time to Be Alive came out 2015. What year did this joint come out? I don't know what day. Normally it'll say the day.
Same year as Drake's Throwaway album with all of the fun beats that everybody loved. If you're reading this, it's probably too late. Do you remember that shift? Do y'all remember feeling like, damn, y'all, like, what a time, not what a time, do y'all remember feeling like, damn, what I'm trying to say? Do y'all remember feeling like, if you're reading this, it's too late, was this different Drake? Like, yo, he on some different shit. I fuck with this one, remember? Like.
And guess what? It came out like 7 months before they did What a Time to Be Alive.
But think about it. Go listen to, if you're reading this, it's too late, and go listen to What a Time to Be Alive, bro. I feel like What a Time to Be Alive, Terrell, I was outside. I remember saying, yo, Future is Future, but can Drake do a whole album with Future? That's the reason why it popped. We didn't think it would be that great. Well, not that we didn't think it was going to be great, but we weren't expecting it.
Well, y'all got to think about this, because what year did, hold on, wait.
All I'm going to say is this, Terrell. This nigga Future been in this shit for, because I'm not trying to go down the line of that. Future been in the game for a long time and still has a lot of the same allies that he came and started with. Feel me? I just did a project with Metro. We started in this shit. So, in my opinion, your man Drizzy walking around with Yachty. You just had beef with Kanye. Now your shit's hitting the fan.
I've had beef with Kanye for years.
You walking around with Sexy Red. You know what I'm saying?
I'm able to adapt. You niggas can't adapt like me. Cool.
We can see the type dude you are,
I'm the nigga that has withstood, had the longest run in the game because I can adapt. See, now you got me put my Drake cape on.
You talking about...
You're saying that shit like it's a slight when it's actually an accolade.
Nah, but you still talking about music because you're Prop Joe. You keep talking about the game.
I ain't talking about music.
Troy, you're talking about music.
Up all these albums, and Terrence, you're forgetting shit. No. You're forgetting shit in the timeline.
We talking about character. I think Drake definitely at one point in his career admired Future. I 110%. And then What a Time to Be Alive days, Future was that nigga. I had already been with Sierra. Bro,
I did things
he looked up to Future.
I know you love this nigga.
He did.
Terrence, no. I know you love this nigga. But I low-key did you a career favor by even going your way.
Am I wrong, y'all, for saying that it's Kanye, Jay-Z?
Terrence, it's not. It's
Kanye, Jay-Z.
Terrence, if I'm Drake and I put out, if you reading this, it's too late. Shook the fucking world up. It was dope. It was me on some different shit. People loved it. Then 3 months later, what do we do? Man, where your ass was at, dog, when niggas didn't feed.
And you on that joint rapping like me, and you on there rapping like me.
On your biggest album.
Fuck out of here. You on there spitting like me.
On the biggest album of your career.
And you on there spitting like me.
On the biggest album of your career, you got that favor from who?
The boy. So would you do that for Kanye? Would you do that for Kanye?
Hold on, wait.
Would you do that for Kanye, your beloved Jay-Z?
Let me finish.
He wouldn't do that for Kanye and Jay-Z, but it's the same shit.
Jay-Z was already the Drake when he met Kanye.
Terrell, Future was that nigga.
I had already had
you was still
two great albums before I met Ye.
Nigga, do you know I've always been Pluto? It's never been this and this.
Terrence.
You was dead ass on some Destiny's Child shit. You was in a three-way group. It was you, Nicki Minaj, and Wayne.
They were never in a three-way group.
I was doing me.
They were always solo. Terrence.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, come on, bro.
Terrence, no, you're missing at the timeline.
You wrong, bro.
On your biggest album, I gave you where your ass was at, dog, when niggas didn't feed. The single from your album. Because guess what? We thought it was a drought. We love all the
Where
other
Your Ass Was At was not the best song on that album by far. Not even top 10.
It wasn't. But that was the single.
Terrell,
that was the lead single from the album. You had the video. With motherfucking DJ, what is his name? DJ Eskimo City, the coolest nigga.
I don't remember that video over there.
You don't remember?
I remember that.
All these niggas had on Raiden hats.
So you gonna shit on Jay-Z for the Watch the Throne videos and all of that video?
No, Terrence, I'm saying this because you're trying to make it seem like
he did admire Future.
He looked up to Future.
He did, nigga. Terrell, let me say this. Don't say shit.
He looked up to Future.
Go listen to Digital Dash. Future said, I got a Digital Dash. Look, when Drake come on, what's Drake? Y'all gonna listen to the Digital Dash, right? No, don't say nothing, Terrell. Don't say nothing. When Drake comes on Digital Dash, what's the first thing he say? I don't forgive or forget. If you get hit, he get hit. Look, and we just keep serving and serving again and again and again and again. That's not Drake's flow. That's my nigga Future.
Why are we acting
And
like
he was
Drake
on
don't
that
always
joint.
do that,
Terrell.
Terrence? Drake always does that. Whoever he works with,
Go back and
that's
listen
what
to
he
it.
does. He
Go-
didn't love this
Terrell.
nigga.
So you gonna sit here and tell me that he didn't get on What a Time to Be Alive and he had to keep up with Future? We were worried if Drake was
Future
gonna keep
fans-
up with Future.
Terrence.
I remember when the shit dropped,
Who
Terrell.
the fuck was thinking that they would the Drake? Now you pissing me off.
Terrell.
Who the fuck was thinking
was
that
outside,
Drake wouldn't
nigga.
keep up with this nigga?
You was outside.
I was
It was
there.
about the trap aspect.
Drake was the biggest nigga and has been the biggest nigga since 2009. Well, nobody was thinking, oh shit, how's he gonna
Terrell,
keep up with this mumble mouth
if
nigga?
Kendrick Lamar was to go and jump on the nigga V's album, it's a completely different lane from what you like been doing.
And so you think people would say, oh, I wonder if Kendrick gonna be able to keep up with V's?
They wouldn't be saying, could Kendrick keep up with V's as far as an artistry, but could Kendrick come to V's world and make sense? Because
Yes.
with this music, you gotta be able to come over here and make sense. That is why when Drake got on Digital Dash, if you go listen to the shit, the nigga, you can hear him emulating Future. It was the first song that they did. They did Digital Dash, and they said, let's just do the rest of the album together. Because we smashed it. You can keep up. But I'm telling you, I remember back then, y'all, this was not no handout from Drake to Future. This was two artists who were at the top of their game, nigga. They had these pictures of Future.
What did Future have in 2015? Because this nigga was slumming for years. I remember you were the only nigga. We were listening to albums
Future been the
upstairs.
trap king for a minute,
2015 was where he peaked with DS2.
He was that nigga. He was arguably bigger than Drake in 2015.
No, he wasn't, Terrence. I'm sorry. He
DS2
wasn't.
was bigger
I'm
than
sorry. Nothing was the same. Take care.
Y'all can only
Already
battle.
out.
Y'all will only battle with numbers that are inflated because of like.
Terrence,
Terrell wants to battle me with numbers that are inflated with like regional, racial, and systemic shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna win an argument. Nobody will win the
I'm not talking
argument
about
with
numbers.
Drake and numbers. But you always fall back to that.
You're saying
I
he's-
can't tell you that Drake was inspired by Future back then because you look back then and say, oh, Drake already had this #1. He already had this album.
No,
he was
I was-
already here in his career.
Let's use
that
your
don't
example.
mean anything. He was looking up to a nigga like Future, fucking R&B
was looking
bitches.
up- He's
Look,
doing that. He was
fucking-
with SZA back in 08.
Who the fuck was SZA in 08?
Terrence,
No
bottom
one
line,
knew.
I had Riri.
No one
I had
knew.
Riri at one point.
Did you?
I done made million with Riri. I was with that joint.
Terrell,
You
but-
got with Sierra.
Terrell, come on.
Okay.
Terrell, come on. Think about your man
Terrence,
Drake.
no.
Think about your
You giving
man
the-
Drake.
Let's use your
Come
example.
on.
Let's use your example.
The nigga was a
Terrence.
yo.
Terrence, no, he was
Future
not, bro.
Future never
And
switched.
you got me with a Drake
Future
cape.
never switched the way he's been.
Terrence, let's
I
use
can
your-
admit I've admired Future
Let me use
for
your...
years. Drake, you was with all of us. We've all admired Future.
Let me use
You
your...
was there and we watched
No,
you.
you niggas love the nigga. And since they did an album together, which happens to be the biggest favor that Drake did the nigga if in his
I
career
hate that
history.
you call it a favor. I hate that you call it a favor.
Terrence,
I ain't need a
these-
nigga favor for this week.
Terrence, look, V's. Let's use your example, right? You said Kendrick goes and works with V's, something different he ever did. Would that not be the biggest favor in V's career?
So,
Because you already popping. You already got
It
Get
would
Lucky.
be-
You got a couple great records. You got great records already.
Yeah, that's
and that's
true.
not to discount
It
Future's
would only
entire
be-
discography. He had Honest, he had Monster, he had just put out March Madness. 2015 was
was that
an
nigga.
excellent year for him. But you were not as big as Drake.
but you see what I'm
I
talking about? Who
did you
gives
a
a
favor.
fuck? The nigga admired
I
me.
am the guy.
The nigga admired me. Your guy, who's the guy? He was admiring my run.
Were you lucky to be in the room with me, or was I lucky to be in the room with you?
Terrell, if I don't know that you're gonna go,
How do you know Future didn't admire Drake?
do you know how many niggas stood in the same room with Martin Luther King? Stood in the same room, and I'm not doing the
Now,
Black
Future
History thing.
is Martin Luther.
I'm just saying. to
Pluto
certain-
Luther King.
Nobody knew Drake was gonna go and beat Michael Jackson record back in 2014, nigga.
Terrence.
When you were inspired by me, we didn't know that you had this crazy longevity. We were literally just learning that by you coming and getting with me. You were in Chris Brown words, a corny singing rapper.
But-
You were the nigga who you had hits, but he was a vulnerable singing dude. And low key, I don't care what y'all say. I want y'all to look at who Drake became. Look at who he became. He became a nigga that was nothing but a messy, raw, money, wavy, on the track nigga. Not so vulnerable anymore.
So-
Who do you think that he was emulating? I want y'all to look at Drake right now and then look at Future. Son, low-key, he's always wanted to be Future. You want the...
Terrence, when do you come up with this shit?
Son, it's not a lie,
You're
son.
coming
It's not
up
a
with this shit. Yeah,
lie.
he's making shit up.
It's not a lie,
He's
Terrell.
just,
Look
he's
at the
just
nigga.
pulling the shit out of his fucking
Terrell,
ass.
how can this nigga keep switching up like a chameleon, his actual personality?
It's the
and
reason-
y'all will say that, oh, it's because, oh,
Terrence,
that's how
the
he's
nigga-
able to be versatile. You
Believe
can
it
be
or not-
versatile on a track. John Legend is versatile, but the nigga's gonna be with the same people when I see him at the Emmys and the Oscars.
What does that have to
Drake
do with the
literally
music,
has a
Terrence? Drake is the same
new
Drake.
Drake is not the same nigga.
Terrence, he's the same nigga
Rick
he
Ross
was.
is the
in-
same. Look, Rick Ross is the same. J. Cole is
Rick
the
Ross
same.
is not the
Fucking
same.
Big Sean is the same. Drake
But Drake is not the same.
Drake, we all
I
know
swear,
Drake
man.
is different, bro. Drake is different. Terrell,
He's different how? If you're going to say Rick Ross is the same from 2010, he's not. J. Cole, not
Besides-
even the same nigga he was in 2011.
Terrell.
But Drake.
Drake.
So all
literally
these niggas
became-
are the same, but Drake is different because what?
Look at Future.
Because he's able to adapt to different generations musically. Y'all making it seem like the nigga used to be nice and changed.
Come on, Terrell. Drake, you were making songs.
He's doing the
Drake,
same thing he's always done.
Drake, you were making songs about like loving chicks and having your heart broken, not being a heartless dude like he is later in his career. Is Drake not more of a heartless dude? Who made a name for that, y'all? It's Pluto. And I never wanted to have this argument until I found out that it was one. Are you kidding me? Yo, the nigga, Drake is the king. Terrell, this is all I'm
Have
saying.
you ever heard Shot for Me?
Terrell, but this is my thing. Drake is the king of being a vulnerable, I'm just trying to love you. I love this girl, but she broke my heart. Drake ain't start saucing on chicks for real. Did you hear Turn My Click Up last year? He say, go and ask Lori about the paddock and go and ask whatever ask Dez. He say, it's a habit tricking on a bitch. That's what I do.
I'm the nigga that
Drake
made-
just became this nigga that's tricking,
He doesn't
bro.
know Drake.
No.
He doesn't know Drake.
I mean musically.
Because if he knew Drake musically,
Terrell
Terrence,
Drake was
you
a
love
simp ass nigga, bro. He was
Terrence,
not
you
a
love-
tricking nigga like Future.
Future was not doing this women shit before Drake. You love Bria. The only reason we know Bria Miles is because of who? Drake.
Terrell, but do you see how
Only
that's
reason-
different? That's not
But
what Future's. That's not
okay,
what we talking
you
about.
talking about how
Future is the
you
toxic
said-
king, right?
Yeah.
Now who's the new toxic king? Drake.
No.
Drake was not always
It's-
toxic king. He was
it's-
vulnerable king.
Drake is not the toxic king.
Right. Future is, but now
It's
he's
Future,
the toxic king.
Brent Fayez, them.
Drake is toxic
Who?
king now. Look,
No,
you talking
he's
about
not. Drake is
Are you
doing the
kidding
same
me?
thing he did
Y'all
in
go on
2013.
vacation. I bet it's Auntie.
Terrence.
All of that shit dissing Rocky and Rihanna. Who
I
was
can see
doing
it in
that?
your
I got
eyes,
it out
you're
the
angry.
field. Fuck Russell. That's what I
Regret
come
got
from,
shit
bro.
on what you
I
feeling
had an
now.
R&B
You
chick
mad.
turned on me.
You
This
mad
nigga
'cause
Future
he
was
ain't
always
like
that,
me.
and y'all know I'm right. Terrell's wrong. Y'all know I'm right. Drake didn't always be that. He was very vulnerable. He definitely always talked about his relationships. But who was tricking on a bitch for real?
Alicia, Katia, I know that you gonna hear this.
Look, I know you gonna hear this.
The
Future
way you
didn't give a
talk,
fuck about that.
That's me.
When you on that block
the way
list,
you walk,
they don't hear it.
That's me. 2013.
That sound like a sick ass nigga.
Terrence, 2013. I was.
And what was
Dog,
that? And what was
I
I
can see
doing?
in your eyes you angry. Regret got shit on what you feeling
And
now
what was
because
I doing?
I made it.
And what was I doing?
I'm the toxic. I'm doing this shit. In 2013, you said he didn't do it till he met Future. Fuck out of here. No, he
Terrell.
didn't. He been did
you know
that.
what came out before-
Shot for Me is on Take Care.
All right, bet. But you know what came out before that? I bet it did.
11.
Do your research, pussy. Turn on the lights, Future. I'm looking forward to.
Terrence,
Don't say I never talked to women.
Terrence,
Don't say I only talked about
that's
Dirty
not
Sprite.
toxic. You want some Looking for Sierra shit. In Future, we remember I found me a trophy. This nigga was smitten
But
over
look,
Sierra.
but look.
He was heels in the
That's
air.
not fair. Was
and
Drake
guess
not
what?
smitten-
Sierra
Terrell.
left your ass
Was
for
Drake-
a Hawaiian/black nigga you hate on that was 250 million up.
Was Drake-
And now this nigga is, oh, fuck you. He was
He
angry.
was smitten over Sierra. I'll get that because I think he really fucked with. He got with an
need
R&B
water.
chick. Hold on, but let me say this real quick. Was Drake not smitten over Rihanna? Look, this motherfucker on stage waiting for the wettest kiss of his life in front of everybody. What are you doing, nigga?
You know what's fucked up about this conversation, Terrence?
What?
What's fucked up about this conversation is that it's become a conversation about Drake responding to Kendrick. And people are giving J. Cole the biggest pass in this whole shit. People say, Drake, all of this stuff about Drake, and then they say, J. Cole can rap. Can't wait to see what he gonna say.
Whoa.
Hold up. This nigga need to shoot to prove that he a problem.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Drake don't have to prove he's a problem.
I don't think anybody, this is my thing, this is the reason why you seeing more people talk about Drake. I don't think anybody thought for a second that J. Cole wouldn't respond.
Why not?
Because J. Cole been talking. J. Cole been rapping. Everybody's response to Kendrick coming at J. Cole is what? Wow, that's very bold of you to do because the nigga's been rapping. It's almost like you pushing a nigga in the hood that's been killing niggas. Yo, don't you know that this is the man that has killed niggas on features for 2 straight years? This nigga, J. Cole, I have no doubt in my mind will respond.
Y'all see that?
I can't wait.
Y'all have
Drake,
no grounds to stand on that. No doubt in your mind when the nigga has never, ever engaged in beef like this before. It's the first time he's ever been called out this way.
And it's crazy because
Y'all will say
it's his energy on the tracks.
But you say it's because he's
J.
been rapping, right?
Drake
So
is doing exactly what we thought he was going to do with Kendrick.
Drake haven't been rapping, Terrence? The same level as J. Cole?
No, but I mean, J. Cole been saying, there's not a nigga on this planet better than me. Drake really just been saying I got Michael's record. He really haven't been saying I will kill any nigga that come at me, for real. Drake gets off on what you're using, which is the accolades and being the biggest right now. He'll never lose when you're the biggest. He's Cersei.
What about the
music?
music?
Lannister. Drake is Cersei Lannister. You got the best situation, but when the shit hits the fan,
people forget that I took that walk of shame.
Is flying right through King's Landing right now on that dragon with rage in his eyes.
And people
you better do something.
People forget that Cersei wasn't Cersei until she took that walk of shame. She went through shit first before she became. And this is my thing. Y'all say J. Cole been rapping as if Drake haven't. Because guess what? The nigga Drake put out an album, rapped on the album, gave you 8 AM in Charlotte. Nigga said that la 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 shit. Fuck him. The nigga puts out a deluxe rapping. And y'all still will say, but the nigga not rapping.
I don't know why you got this big ass case for Drake. Like,
it's
Drake didn't just get on stage acting like he was low key not about it. Terrell, I'm sorry.
Okay, you didn't say nothing about the nigga J. Cole.
Oh, here we go. You didn't say nothing about
because the nigga
ass nigga.
Because I just noticed how people just don't like Drizzy.
What did we not say for J. Cole?
I like all 3 of the niggas. The nigga J. Cole, I don't know. You heard Aiden Ross said that he talked to J. Cole. J. Cole said he was unfazed by it, and everybody was like, J. Cole, nigga, you need to be phased. Don't try to play the not phase role. And guess what?
Both niggas gotta respond.
That went way under the fucking radar. Nobody talked about that for more than one day. Everybody wants to share this
But we didn't even
clip.
know if this nigga Aiden Ross was telling the truth or not. That he say, she say, we say, shit. Drake got on stage looking shook, rattled. You know
y'all
how a
are
nigga about to
just
fight?
rap fans.
Y'all
are so
You ever see a nigga about to
fans.
fight and he start looking different than you ever seen him in his life? You think that nigga, oh, this nigga's really mad. Look, I've never seen him like this before. I don't think I ever seen Drizzy talk like that before. He was shook.
If you've ever been on the
And I have.
It's All a Blur tour,
and I don't mean yelling.
The nigga does it every single night.
I don't mean yelling in pitch. I mean you talking about you got your head up high. You got to tell yourself
Does that every night.
that you have your head up high and your
every
back straight.
single night. He does affirmations. Every single night he does those affirmations. They not always
Fuck
the same.
Out here, boy.
And
What
I
are
do
you,
agree
the
that
stage
some
manager for his
no,
shows,
some
boy?
of them are
Every night he
personal.
does affirmations.
But you know what? You're a Kendrick guy. And that's the only reason why I took the Drake stance on this podcast, because I'm excited for the records. I'm excited for the records. I do want both of them to rap. I think they both need to respond. J. Cole, respond with the fall off. Don't fall for the trap.
Yeah, don't fall for the trap of ruining your album.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Put it on the, because
Put it on the album.
If
We gonna go
J.
get it.
Cole goes dark and then the album drops, we are all tuning in
all there.
and we're looking for the Kendrick response. Drake is a little different. You done already put out hella albums. You probably should go ahead and put out a track, especially like you said with his history, the way he responded to Meek, as fast as he responded to Push. He should respond in the next couple of days.
Nah, I agree.
But at the same time, Kendrick verse was fire, but it's beatable.
Yeah.
It's beatable.
It definitely is beatable. And I told Terrell, Kendrick is not flawless. Like, I feel like Kendrick definitely can. Kendrick has flaws. Kendrick isn't as popping. I think Drake does have the advantage of, I've been outside. Like, The nigga that comes out here is cool, but the nigga that's been out here knows the way around the block. So it's like, yeah, you outside and you tough, cool, but you don't know the neck of the woods like how I do. So I could always take advantage of you. I don't really have to be tougher than you if I take a smart advantage of my environment around you. Because the environment will beat you. Like you said, you're doing it now. You're beating me with the numbers. And I guarantee if Drake responds, he gonna talk his shit about that because what makes me better than you? It might not be my ability. Oh, what my accolades do. I think
I don't know if I all the way agree with that.
Viola Davis, if she sat in a room right now with Angela Bassett, right? You might think she's giving all the grace to Angela Bassett. But I don't know. I'm an EGOT, 2 Oscars. I don't need no honorary.
But you
Maybe
see-
you should be giving me grace, but
Y'all minimize what it takes to get the accolades. Y'all make it seem like, who gives a fuck she has Tonys? Who gives a fuck they have Oscars?
but watch this.
And that's hard to get.
But if it's all about this year, this movie versus this movie, nobody gives a fuck if you an EGOT or
That's
if you're
true.
this. That's why I'm saying,
true.
Drizzy, you got your accolades and you're gonna talk about it, but we just need you to engage, bro. You can't play the or you lost. You don't gotta engage Drizzy. You don't gotta engage Cole. Cole, we not really throwing too much smoke at Cole because he said they threw the bronze at me, and I'm confident.
See how
So
y'all
we
bailed
feel
the
like-
nigga out? See how y'all bailing him out?
Terrell,
We don't care about Cole.
Nah, but we
the
gotta be-
nigga who's battle tested has to prove himself.
I feel like Michael B. Jordan right now. Look,
When that
this is how
nigga
black
say-
people are. I feel like Killmonger right now. This is your king, right? You get on this podcast and you say Drizzy is the best, and you talk shit and you say that he got the
I
belt.
put
He's
Cole on the
crown.
throne. I put Cole on
Nah,
the
but
throne
y'all
for years.
know how
Ask
y'all
these
talk
niggas.
about Drizzy.
Terrence.
This is your king, right?
Okay, Terrence. Let me tell you something, Terrence.
I am.
Let me tell you this. Kendrick is great at confidence. He's great at, Wale, I'm trying to murder you niggas. I want to make sure your core fans never heard of you. Cool, but that's not no fat motherfucker, I fucked your bitch type shit.
Nigga, did
it's
y'all-
all confidence. Even, let me rap. Even on your freestyle, where you said nothing was the same with it since I dropped control and tucked the sensitive rapper back inside his pajama clothes. That was a dope line.
You
But
didn't-
guess what? Your strength is in storytelling. Your strength is in, your strength is, I'm
Terrell,
about to create this moment. This nigga Drake
You didn't hear.
and J. Cole, they are wordsmith, bro. They are going to chop your shit up. That K with all these nines was low-key simple.
Are you kidding me? This nigga said.
Compared to what I've seen
Let
Drake,
me say this real quick on that line.
compared
The
to what I've seen Drake and J. Cole do as wordsmiths, all I'm saying is you can't tell a cool how much a dollar costs story here. You have to bar these niggas away.
That nigga said for all your dogs getting buried, that's a K with all these nines. He
I
gonna
feel
see
like-
Pet Cemetery.
I feel like
So,
I
like-
could have thought of that.
I don't think so.
Like I feel like
The
if I was to
nigga
diss
is
the
literally
nigga,
saying for all your dogs getting buried, meaning because you have an album called For All the Dogs. That's really Kendrick with all of these guns. I'm killing your man.
yeah, I get the line.
Then also, let me explain to them. Then he's really saying, you know what I'm saying, that's a K with all these nines, meaning, I don't know if y'all saw that flip, meaning me above everybody else. That's K above all the nines. And then K9,
that was a reach.
for all your dogs, K9, he gonna see Pet Cemetery.
For sure. Yeah, it was a dope line. But to me,
And that you're saying that was
Kendrick.
alright?
it was a dope line.
He flipped
but
his whole fucking album title.
I just feel like, oh, okay, cool, you're gonna flip for all the dogs. Bet. Can you do a record of this, Kendrick?
Did you hear his diss to
Jake?
Big Sean? Where he was where it was a direct ass diss where he said, "You're finally famous, but that's because your relationship or some shit." Like,
Terrence, we don't
he
even know if
really
that's
cooked that
real. We
nigga.
don't even know if that's real. Oh, this was the unreleased Element verse. That shit was not real. It was AI. You
People
niggas
said it
fall
was
for
AI.
everything.
People said it was AI.
All I'm gonna say is this.
But I mean, who's showing more that they would do that? Kendrick. Kendrick is showing now. Look, I'm coming at both of these niggas. I'm sorry. Talk about him all you want. He being direct. J. Cole, Drake, you have to either respond or take your L. This whole big three
These
thing ends
niggas-
with this.
What scares me, and I hope I'm right about this shit, because I would love to be right. These niggas are wordsmiths. These niggas bar your life away. They're gonna take personal shots. They're gonna talk about how you in therapy. Do you know what Drake could do? You a
Yeah.
sad ass nigga, low key, Kendrick. and you want to start talking shit to me?
Is he a sad nigga? Drake is a sad nigga, low key.
If I'm
Nigga,
Drake,
you're on, okay, but you're doing the same thing.
imagine this nigga J. Cole take the same beat. Think about it.
J. Cole, I'm more nervous about.
If J. Cole,
Because J. Cole not going
dun 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 dun. This nigga talking out of his neck. Nigga talked about me. Let me get this shit up off of my chest. He's gonna smoke that.
No, but
nigga.
that's what I like though. I think J. Cole, and that's why I said I'm ready for J. Cole's response. I know J. Cole is gonna rap with some witty shit. J. Cole gonna say, I'll do this like, he gonna have that battle rap feel,
Yes.
you know?
Drake
is gonna be personal.
Yes.
Drake is gonna say, you say this about me, but what about you? So if you rebuke me for giving help on a couple of these, Drake is gonna say that. Drake is gonna say, oh, what about your lifestyle versus my lifestyle? While you doing this, I'm doing that. I want it though.
This
I want him to
nigga
do
Drake
it. Because when Kendrick responds, do y'all see Kendrick out there doing burpees to fucking old R&B music? This not the nigga you want to play with. He don't have nothing else to do but
y'all
this shit.
forgetting about Drake. This nigga Drake gonna say, Kendrick, I heard your auntie is a man now. Well, guess what? I met her at South Central. Your auntie is a fan now. Or some shit. He's gonna go so personal.
That was mid because when Kendrick responds, it
nah,
says,
because look, you see that? Look, that's gonna touch the nigga.
Ratchet, happy birthday. I take this ratchet and then have to say happy birthday.
Nah, but you see, T, look. Okay, cool. That's a song I made. Kendrick, you wanna
Okay,
be
well, you
Mr.
just said the
Vulnerable?
word.
That's your aunt. That's a real story.
We could talk about Sandra's Rose if we want to go there. Fuck you talking about?
He could.
We could talk about the story
Hey, look.
of Adi Don.
Pusha did it already. Me
'Cause
did
you
it
was
already.
fucking with me on
There's
Have Already
nothing.
Gone.
There's nothing y'all could do to Drake that hasn't
Or you-
already been done.
But I'm just saying, you saying
Kendrick. Ain't nobody ever pulled your card like this before.
You
about
saying,
to see
and
it.
he's so special, he can get
Oh!
personal and disrespectful,
Come
so
on,
can
Drake.
Kendrick.
Come on, bro.
Bring it, bring it.
Let's go. And look, I don't like the fact that y'all shooting
Hey,
J.
let's
Cole
get
so
up,
much
bro.
fucking bail.
Come on.
Y'all shooting J. Cole bail. This nigga needs to respond. But like you said, J. Cole gonna respond with bars. I'm gonna show you I'm a better rapper than you. Kendrick is gonna
the
come.
nigga- J. Cole is also the nigga with bodies already. Like low-key, J. Cole, we know, low-key. Look, think about it. You're mad. This is Terrell's real angle. He's mad that we're not more worried about Drake. It's his real angle. He's really just more mad we're not more worried about the nigga who does this.
I just feel like y'all
and
minimize
he think we minimize J. Cole because we know Cole coming.
No, y'all minimize everything Drake do. Everything Drake, y'all minimize. J. Cole, y'all just say, oh, we know J. Cole gonna smoke his boots. But this nigga who already battled 4 niggas, I don't know about him. That's what pissed me off, and it make me look like I'm this big stan. But
Y'all think I should take Darius Garland for 15 points?
no.
Or how about Vasil Mitchell?
This is what I'll say. This whole weekend has been this. That's what this whole weekend has been.
That is what this whole weekend has been.
Do you know we have been
Let's
recording
spin.
for an hour?
Fucked up friend.
15 minutes?
Damn, for real.
Yes.
Man, them boys going. Man, them boys
We're gonna move past this album just to, I think something that we both can agree on is that the album was fire.
Fire.
The
Flawless.
Kendrick verse was fire, and we love the fact that he did this because now we even get to now experience the game like this. We just listened to the Big Sean record.
Yeah.
And I
He
gotta give
seeming
Sean
ready.
I gotta give Sean credit because he low-key started popping shit first. He had came out the day before with a who the fuck is the big three? Why, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did come on his Who's the Big Three shit.
And then Kendrick just came in Kendrick fashion, foiled this nigga's rollout. But shout out to Future and Metro.
In Kendrick fashion. Spoiled the nigga roll out. He did.
In Kendrick fashion, bro, that's what he does. Metro retweeted my tweet where I said, yo, I haven't had an album like this
Yeah.
in a minute. Where that I feel like there's nothing that's touching. I don't even want to listen to anything. When I get in my car, I'm gonna play something from this album.
Yeah, like, I don't even want to listen to this shit. I was going to say this, Brody. Metro is a dope-ass motherfucker on Twitter. I love how in touch with people he is. He'll randomly retweet shit. And I think for him to be as big as the producer he is, the biggest to me, biggest hip-hop producer right now, I felt like you got to look at Metro Boomin. Like, when you say biggest hip-hop producer, like,
Nah, yeah.
y'all don't realize that we are looking at the next, like, Diddy, the next. I feel like he's the next, bro, he's the next, like, Jermaine Dupri. Like, he can make an artist if he wants. I can give you 10 beats that'll make your whole career probably. Like, he's that, I think we need to be respecting him as much as we respect the artist. I love that it says Future Metro, because low-key,
That's true.
We won't get that album without Metro. That
I
is a
feel like
fact.
he's going to supersede a lot of the producers to come because he has that cinematic lane that he already has cinema done. He already has a film scored. You know what I'm saying? Or a sound. He has 2 soundtracks done. He is low key. Him and Future's duo is gonna go down in history with the Ye and Jay, the Just Blaze. You know what I'm saying? Like these iconic rap producer duos.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to beat Metro.
But that's the thing.
Remember a couple years ago when they did the
Those
beat
producers
battles?
had their guys, though. Metro low-key has everyone.
Metro
I could
got his
come
guys.
with 21. I could come with Future. I could come with what used to be Drake. But look, I could come with, what's your man name that you love, white boy? James Blake. I could come with...
Post Malone, he could I'm trying to say congratulations. This beat is so Metro. This nigga has Diamond Records that he's a part of.
He's a legend. He's a legend, and I'm glad we're giving him his flowers. He's putting out great albums. We just put out, what's the name, last year?
Are you excited for the
Fucking
second
Heroes Inventing.
coming of the...
Come on. I'm more excited, y'all, for that than I am this one. I know that we're going to love this one. I remember when Future came out, and me and Terrell Loki didn't really like Future, the first one. It was a self-titled album, Future. Then Hendrix
Is that the
came
one with
out.
Super Trapper? That's
Yeah.
the one that turned into
That's
a
the joint with
super-
Zoom, too. I love that joint. Turbo switching lanes. Hugo switch
Switch
your
your
watch.
Yeah.
I love that shit. But remember Hendrix came out after that, and I love R&B Future. I love R&B Future. If you a real nigga that been through some shit and you really needed somebody that's gonna get on there and just make you feel a little bit better about maybe something you did wrong,
Future's...
or look, or just any situation, just on some real shit, go listen to shit like Solo. My niggas who might be dealing with a breakup. Go listen to Solo.
Isn't that you know?
I don't wanna
Full
let
of love.
you down. I don't wanna let you.
What's that one? What's the one I'm singing?
What?
The you know, nigga, full of lies. You know, bitch. full
Don't
of
say it.
lies.
Don't say it.
What is that?
Use me, baby. I want you to use me.
Oh yeah, I don't. You could
that
keep that
album
Future.
is amazing. Go listen to all that joint. Don't
Give us the part 2 of this. I don't want the sad joint. Cause guess what?
think about Testify.
Y'all like-
Sorry, think about Testify.
Would you want an album?
Confess your love, baby. Testify. Shit,
No.
fire, man. That whole album.
Let me tell you, I wouldn't want a whole album of Running Out of Times. Has it been confirmed that the next album will be the R&B one?
It really haven't. It really
Or
haven't.
is
They
that like
didn't
what we
say.
kind of all speculating that the first one gonna be the rap shit?
That's what we're speculating. You know what else I was thinking? You run a risk putting out another album because the first one is already so damn good that it's like,
Why would you even want
why
to
even
so
put
soon?
another joint out?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, if it is R&B, then it'll live just like the albums he did before. Remember, we was able to listen to the one album and then we had the other one.
Yep.
And let me tell y'all something. It's something about doing a bunch of songs that artists find profitable. I think it's something that a lot of us don't think about with the streaming industry. It's the reason why Chris Brown did an album of 50 songs is because, this is what I was going to say. Let's say you put an album out and you only put 9 songs on it, right? When you go back and you look at the analytics, let's say it says in total, your album was listened to 50,000 times. And since we listened to your album 50,000 times, that'll be 50,000 times 9, which is basically 4,500,000, right? Streams. You figure, damn, if I got 50,000 fans that's going to listen to one album of 9 songs, I should just put 18. Because then there's more songs, and I double my streaming.
And I double my streaming. Yeah.
So that's why I think, and maybe I'm completely wrong.
I just wouldn't
If
even-
you're watching this, L.A. Reid, but I think that's why Breezy put 50 songs. Because, like, my real fans, they going to spend every
one. That's what he does know. And that's why, Breezy, that's in April.
Hold up, y'all. The
He got a
next time
deluxe
y'all
coming.
talk to us, we're going to have new Beyonce out?
Yes. Friday. This ain't Texas.
Ain't no hold 'em.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? The Beyonce fans don't know nothing but that part of Texas Hold'em.
Well, I'm not the biggest Texas Hold'em fan. I like 16 Karat just better. But let me tell you something. You know what's fucked up? The 16 Karat Jazz, the joint that's going crazy on TikTok, It's not the original. It's the R&B remix joint where they put the 16 carriages over the R&B joint.
Doom, 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 doom.
You seen that?
No, but I just know it's probably fire.
They got a 16 carriages. What? This ain't that.
Yeah,
Hold up, y'all.
come on.
Play the country version,
We
because that's
know
what we
what
getting.
y'all want, Beyonce fans, but get in line.
And you know what?
Okay, ladies, now let's get in formation. It's time for country. Where's your yeehaw hats and
Guess
and
what?
your haystacks?
Guess what? You think they're not gonna show up? You think we not gonna show up?
Y'all getting ready for the hold down? Cause come on, y'all. Remember, this was really black.
I hate this nigga so much.
All right, look.
I am a little nervous about how I'm gonna feel about this album, just because I'm not a big country guy, but I love Beyonce so much. It's almost like if you found out Quentin Tarantino is doing a fucking what's some shit that you don't like to watch? Damn, I can't even think about
Nah,
it.
like
but
this,
you know,
this
like
latest film he's doing is the movie critic. Like, okay, QT, we get it. You getting ready to go be a movie critic. Do an action war film. You know, like,
it's set in the 70s or some shit.
yeah,
ain't it?
it's set in the fucking 70s. It's a movie critic. Oh, great. So now we got to watch a pompous asshole critique films within a film. Anyway.
But let's move forward. Shohei Ohtani, you want to talk about him?
Yeah, but
I don't even know what happened. I just know people were saying, what do y'all think about the Ohtani shit?
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani is the biggest baseball player in the world. I don't think that that's a mystery anymore. It used to be people like, you know,
Judge.
Trout.
Trout.
Oh, you can say Judge is the biggest. 2 9s on his back. I want that jersey. Pinstripe, please. If anybody's thinking about getting me a gift, A-Train listens to this podcast. My family and friends listen to this podcast. I want an Aaron Judge jersey. That navy blue pinstripe. Hook me up. 2 9s on his back. And he's a legend.
Mike Trout at one point had the big contract. Remember?
Yep. But Shohei Ohtani, right now, he's the biggest. And I'm going to tell you why. He's Japanese. I'm going to keep it a hundo. The Japanese are great at baseball. But I don't think we've ever really had a real, like, cover star Japanese athlete. He's a pitcher. He also plays fucking... He's a pitcher.
He's left field, right? Shohei.
He's a pitcher.
Ohtani.
And that's it. He's a pitcher. And he can hit like shit. He's a pitcher.
He's
and
just a DH.
He's literally just a
He doesn't
dead nigga.
even
I was about to
play.
say whatever position, but it's just literally he can pitch and he's a home run hitter. For more clarity on how big the dude is, go look at who was on the cover of MLB The Show last year. It was their guy, the biggest guy in the league. Now let me tell you something. He's Japanese. He don't speak a lick of English for real, for real. He know the short shit. The same way you'll go out to Japan and probably be saying 1 or 2 things. That's kind of how he is. He had a hired, he had a hired interpreter that was with him every day. Literally, he's the guy who they say, Shohei, great game tonight. How's it feel? Go up against the Pirates. Shohei say his stuff in his language, and here comes the interpreter say, you know, that was fun. It was great. I had a good game. The interpreter.
Damn.
The story is $4.5 million were sent from Shohei Ohtani's. $4.5 million in wire transfers were sent from Shohei Ohtani's bank to a sports betting bookmaker. So it's like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
It comes out that I think a rep representing Shohei Ohtani said that his interpreter has a betting problem and that Shohei Ohtani felt bad for him, paid off his debts. Right? Do you know how funny of a situation this is? Do you know how big of a situation that is? That is huge. Terrell, I want y'all to imagine that Lamar Jackson, all of a sudden there's $5.6 million in wire transfers to a bookmaker. Like somebody who's cooking books, somebody who's like like betting. Like his interpreter said that he had a gambling problem. Oh, you're in hot ass water.
Nah,
Because
yeah.
the money didn't come from the interpreter's account. It came from Shohei. I felt bad for him. Ohtani. Man, all I'm going to say is, yo, if it was Deion Sanders, if it was Manny Pacquiao, if it was anybody. I'm not making it a race thing. I'm just saying any big time star facing this, oh, it was just your interpreter who was doing it. And you felt bad for him. You didn't just want to fire him, but you fired him now. But you felt so bad for him that you paid $4.5 million in books. You paid his debt off to a bookmaker. You were just paying off a debt. Yeah, okay.
Nah, yeah, that does sound a little fishy. Now, let me ask you this. What if he did have a betting problem, and what if Shohei did just feel bad? Is it bad that he used his money for the sports betting? You see, that's where the sports betting thing in sports is kind of like...
I just bet on Shohei Ohtani's the first game on the Soul Series. Came on at 5 a.m. in Hawaii. I bet on Shohei Ohtani to get a home run. He did not.
What the fuck does that have to do with what I just said?
When we hear that $4.5 million in wire transfers got sent to a bookmaker or some shit like that, oh, but it was from your interpreter? I want you to imagine LeBron James, all of a sudden, they said $5 million in wire transfers for some reason was sent by LeBron's agent to a bookmaker. People would be like, oh, so maybe that's why you only got 4 rebounds that one game. Like, that's why it's
niggas are thinking about your failed parlays.
It is an issue. You cannot be a sports athlete and bet.
That's true. But
you impact the game.
But he wasn't betting. His man has a problem.
This motherfucker is on the mound and hitting. He really controlled the game.
I definitely agree that I understand y'all's suspicions, but I really think y'all's suspicions are just because y'all are losing y'all money and y'all are like mini versions of the interpreter. And since he got his debt paid, now y'all are pissed off because now y'all trying to make it seem like, Shohei. So you're saying that you think Shohei been throwing games. You say he didn't get a home run this morning.
I just think it looked funny, Terrell, that you have money being sent somewhere and all of a sudden, oh, it's just your interpreter.
But do we see
who interprets everything? He skimmed you. Because they said that that Shohei Ohtani was like the subject of a what do they call it? Not robbery, but like he was stolen, like this money was stolen. Like Shohei Ohtani apparently didn't have an idea about it. But there was a representative who said Shohei Ohtani felt bad. So that's my thing. The story being so like shaky and mixy, it just looks like, man, hey, look, you the biggest. You one of the biggest. But if LeBron had somebody talking about somebody sending money to a bookmaker, bro, Bron would be in hot ass water, bro, because
it would be national news.
You not even just like PJ Washington. You have some people who do feel like, yo.
Nah, you the cover. Ain't he in the front of the show?
Bro, yes. He's the biggest.
He's the face of the league right now.
And that's the reason why I wanted to bring this up. Watch how they play this, bro. Because he is the biggest part of y'all league. Y'all remember when I said, watch how the NBA played Ja Morant? They gave him 25 games, and he had a gun. And people was like, well, he should have been gone because of the Gilbert Arenas situation. But I said, Gil wasn't the face of the league like that. Y'all saw when Ja Morant came back, they just had Ja Morant in prime time. And what Ja Morant do? Hit a game winner. Oh, yeah. And money well spent. Let me tell y'all something. Who was just in the Soul Series against the Pirates? The Dodgers and the Pirates. And who's on all of the fucking covers? Shohei's big debut with the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani now plays for the LA Dodgers.
Nah, that's
the
crazy.
biggest thing in baseball is that.
Aren't the Angels in Los Angeles as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, these motherfuckers got 2 teams.
They got 8 teams, it seemed like. Los Angeles Lakers, Los Angeles Kings, Los Angeles.
No, I'm thinking about baseball. Oakland Athletics. California.
Yeah.
Oakland Athletics. Dodgers. Angels. Right? They got hella baseball. You keep going, but they got hella baseball teams.
Angels, Giants, because San Francisco Giants. And it's those 4 teams. But, of course, the NBA, you got LA, Clippers, and Lakers. You got Rams. And now you got, no, not Rams.
Padres in San Diego.
Is it still LA Rams?
Yes.
LA Rams, and there's another LA
Chargers.
And LA Chargers. That's it. They going crazy out there.
This is bullshit.
LA is literally one of the best cities.
But you're right, though. Yeah. Now, Shohei, you playing in one of the biggest sports cities in the world.
Everybody, we only bringing this up because I'm telling y'all, pay attention to that. Do y'all see how it's like, hold up. This is a big deal. If this was Bron, they would be on ESPN. I watched First Take this morning. They talking about women's hoops to start the joint, or college hoops, and then we start talking about women's hoops. I said, damn, it's very quiet outside of that world with this. But if this was the NBA, you would not see a TV without LeBron sending that much money to a bookman.
And when you think about it, the highest paid sports analysts, right? The Stephen A's, the Skips, the Shannon, all these people, none of them cover baseball for real anyway.
Yeah.
Like, if it was basketball, oh my God, we would have to watch everybody talk about this shit.
Yeah, it would be annoying. It would be everywhere. But anyway, that's the Shohei Ohtani thing.
Quiet on Set came out. It's a documentary, and I think that came out right after the last podcast, so we won't spend too much time on it, but I did get a chance to watch it. You know how your girl just be tapped into certain shit? Like, G didn't watch with me because she done kept up with all of this shit over the last couple of years.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah, he's a fucking creep. Oh, yeah, did you read Jeanette McCurdy has a book out?
But there was a lot of TikTok shit, remember, before.
It was.
A-Train definitely knew about this before this doc.
Yeah. I just don't be tapped in that way. So for me, watching the joint was kind of like, I was taken aback. You're watching your childhood
unraveled, right?
Be tarnished.
Yeah.
Like, watching what happened, learning about the Drake Bell story.
Yeah.
And how all of this shit happens to him before the first episode of Drake and Josh even airs. It changes the way I remember that show. It's like, damn, I love Drake and Josh growing up.
I told A-Train it gave me more respect for him because I said, damn, like, we really fucked with Drake and Josh, and you was doing that while going through that? I actually kind of feel like, damn.
Yes. And you know what's crazy? I love Drake and Josh so much that when I heard that there was a Drake rapper, I said, how the fuck he gonna call himself Drake? We got Drake Bell.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, Drake. Oh, but you mean Drake like Drake and Josh? We used to say that. Yeah.
And so it's just crazy that, and then first of all, it's also crazy that we named one of our podcasts Quiet on Set.
The week that
the
shit
week
was about to come
before
out?
that joint came out.
Yeah.
I had no idea that that's what it was called. But to me, what I'll just say, and I'll let you have it, it really kind of opened my eyes to the reality that is pedophilia.
Yeah.
And how we're not new to this. I don't know if y'all know about the DSM, where it's this large book of mental illnesses, right?
Right.
Long time ago, homosexuality was in the DSM. They removed it, and now it is a sexual orientation. They used to literally think that if you were gay, you had a mental disorder. They put it in it was in the DSM. That came out. Pedophilia has come out of the newest DSM. I feel like, and that's why watching this joint and seeing how these men literally be fucking with these kids, it was like, damn. Then I started thinking about shit now with the new DSM and how that TED Talk that came out where the girl's like, oh, well, we feel we were born this way. And
yeah,
it is just a terrible thing. And then I look at my son and I'm like, this world is so fucked. I literally with Crew, right?
Yeah.
He's fucking doing what he does. He's smashing blocks together, whatever. And I'm watching. Man, I can't help but think, damn, this joint crazy to think about that your kid could go through that shit.
Now, A-Train had some smoke for the parents. A-Train kind of felt like, the parents kind of were very loose. Very much like the R. Kelly situation with Surviving R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. As much of a monster as he is, there's still negligence and then just flat out carelessness around it. Like, we can all talk about how crazy of a monster the monster is, but I think there's also a conversation that needs to be had around your carelessness around leaving your child around that.
Yes.
Or your carelessness around not being able to see certain things. Because I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I do feel like the people whose kids get taken advantage of like that are the parents that are like, you have this slight disengagement from like your kid. Almost like, let's say you're single, but you're a parent. You still out here trying to like find a man or a woman. So you half parent, half bachelor, or half bachelorette, half parent. Maybe you thought you were dropping your kid here, and then when you were going on a date trying to figure your life out, that was happening. It's not always your fault. I'm just saying there are conversations that need to be had around people leaving. You let your kid go to R. Kelly's house. Oh my God, I didn't know this was happening. But your kid went to R. Kelly's house at 1 a.m. Oh, okay. We have to talk about you.
100%.
I do feel like, and that's not me victim blaming at all.
No,
Just
you're
wanna
right.
Throw that up there.
No, you're right. And now let me say something about that before you move on from it. You're 100% right. Every one of those parents in that documentary was saying the same exact thing. Well, we thought the girl who the dude sent her an email of himself jerking off or whatever. He said, I'm thinking about you or whatever. She was an 11-year-old. You got your 11-year-old daughter just emailing grown-ass people back and forth. And you know what she said? I just was happy that she was, living this life that she could just do whatever she wanted, and I felt like I could give her whatever. I didn't think it was going to be this. The black lady that was the mom of the other dude that said, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to ruin his chances because I was being, a loudmouth or whatever. Same thing with Drake's dad. Drake's dad was telling bruh who was touching him, he was like, he would help Drake put his shirt on. And I'm like, he can do that himself. He wants to help him pull his pants up. And I'm telling this man, yo, he can do that himself. Bro, I don't know if it should be, we are more learned. So I do cut them some slack because we are learning from their mistakes. So over the years, we've learned from mistakes that people like them have made.
Yeah.
But I can't see a world where there's a man that is trying to help my son put his shirt on, help him pull his pants up, giving me vibes that he's weird, that I won't fight tooth and nail to keep you away from my child.
I'm going to legit catch you
Yeah.
while you're walking somewhere and say, hey, yo, real quick. Yo, loving the show. Let me holler at you real quick. We're going to go over here. And I'm gonna
Tony
look like this.
Soprano.
Look.
Tony Soprano.
When I look back at you, you're going to know the vibe that I'm on. Hey, yo, they're right over here.
As
soon as
he's
I'm
Tony
back-
Soprano.
Man. Yo, why am I feeling like you feeling like,
And guess what? The nigga
real
did.
down low, like, yo, like,
You know what you are?
that was foul.
I can't even tell you what you really are.
He gonna try to say I'm like Murder Mook?
Nah, you like the nigga that watched battle rap 10 years ago. So every time
He wants me to say a Geechee bar. Come on, Trey, that's classic.
it's
luck.
like this nigga. That's the issue.
But when I say it's real, y'all can tell.
Terrence, if y'all pay attention every time-
kill yourself.
every time Terrence says a battle rap line, it's from a battle that happened, Summer Madness 2.
The classic.
Like, nigga,
He wants me
they
to
just dropped Tay-Rock versus Sirius.
see. Look, he wants me to quote Tay-Rock in his vampire outfit. When did he do that?
That was when he battled Mook, and that went bad.
See, Terrell be keeping up with
That
this
went
shit.
bad.
Terrell
Mook-
be keeping
that's
up
one of
with
the
this
best
shit.
Mooks we've ever seen.
We can see a random
No,
nigga
or
on the
was that
street that
Daylight?
Terrell said, "Oh, that's."
It was one of them, either Mook or Dale, I forget. Oh, but I did want to say this, bro. Me and G was talking about how parents just be letting their kids do whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the things that people need to realize is that it's not your kid's friend that's going to be the one to sexually assault them.
It's gonna
It's
be
the
the parent.
older brother,
Yeah.
or the older sister, or the uncle in the house. That's why,
The
bro,
one you think is responsible.
bro, we not doing sleepovers at all.
Come on.
Nope. You can go over there and you can stay until 12 midnight.
Terrell, you can do a
I'm
sleepover.
gonna come pick you up. No,
You can't do a sleepover when they're
Terrence,
too
no.
young, but come on.
Any child therapist, child psychologist, child doctor will tell you no sleepovers.
I'll
because,
keep
bro,
it a hundo. If mom and dad ain't let us sleep over at our friend's house when we was young, we'd have definitely had a different childhood. That was a big part of growing up, and we wasn't thinking about,
how much did we sleep over though, T?
Terrell, we slept over. We always had sleepovers. We
Where did we
always
stay?
did that. That was dope. That was a big part of our childhood as young boys. Like, not as teenagers.
Yeah, but you see, they don't have the information that we have now. Those things could have went left.
Those things could have went left, but my goodness, I mean, at what point are we robbing kids from their childhood? No sleepovers because somebody has to be sick. What if the environment is controlled?
I would rather you be pissed about that than me run the risk of you being
If my kid want to go to a
changed
sleepover,
forever. T, hell no.
If-
What if you
If my kid want to go to a sleepover,
What if you have a baby girl?
if
If you have a baby, let's say you have a daughter, you gonna let her go to sleepovers?
at a certain age, if it's other girls there, or if it's a boy and it's other boys there, let's say it's their basketball team. They always go to their basketball team, but they traveling.
happens.
So now tomorrow they got a game up Wise. So they all gonna spend a night at Coach Jeff house. Everybody staying at Coach Jeff house.
This month,
they all 10, 11. We don't know Coach Jeff, but we at a point now where I could say, you know what I'm saying? We at a point now where people know that people are weird. So like, I do feel like we're at a point now where we could be more out front and upfront about the situation. Hey, yo, I mean, look, I know this. Let's say I do have a baby girl. Let's say I got 4 other people's daughters at my crib. Are you kidding me? That means I got 4 people in a group chat. And this group chat is gonna be called sleepover, whatever. I'm gonna say they just ate this. Now they're watching this. Sending pics. I'm doing all of that because it's 2023.
That makes
if it ain't
24.
that, maybe not. But come on, like
That makes sense.
the K-Man can go to a fucking sleepover. Do y'all see how I'm gonna have to fight
Nah.
for my man?
Nah. All I'm gonna say for everybody that feels like, what's wrong with a sleepover? All I'm gonna say is just do your research on what happens at sleepovers and the rate of kids that happen. Think about it, T.
You just never
and
know.
this is no slight. You know I love Ryan to death. Ryan was the first person that showed me a magazine of naked women. I had never seen a vagina before until this nigga comes outside as the older kid. He was fucking before all of us.
Yeah.
Think about how bad of an influence that could be if he had ill intent. You know what I'm saying?
Ryan is one of the reasons
showed-
why I wanted to get a girl though. And I don't even know if he know that. He the reason why I was like,
he is. All I'm saying, and I don't say it in a bad thing, because that's my man, of course, and he didn't have her ass or the DoorDash. I'm gonna go home and it's gonna be a fucking Panera bag. But he didn't have ill intent, but bro, some of the times people go to these sleepovers and the older brother or the older sister is the one
That's true.
touching the younger boy or the younger girl in a bad way because they're sexually advanced.
yeah.
And now your kid done walk through some shit that they can never walk back out of. I'm trying to make it deep, but I'm just research on sleepovers.
He's not wrong.
And when you watch Quiet on Set, stuff like that starts to think about. You start thinking about it because guess what was happening? Drake ended up staying at bruh house.
Oh yeah, and
You
it
know
was
what I'm
like, yeah,
saying? Anytime you're not with your kid, it's gonna be.
definitely. One thing that I will say, I want to say this because I felt this way about after watching it. We really, over the years, and we really owe everybody, Amanda Bynes, fucking all the Disney, even fucking Ariana Grande. Like, I used to look at Ariana Grande and be like, yo, it's no offense. And that's why I'm trying to offer an apology to all of them right now. Is I thought that she was kind of like a head case. I'm like, maybe she is a head case. But knowing what she might have went through and all of them, one thing that I will say is we all put all of that on their shoulders as the artists.
Yep.
None of us pointed at Nickelodeon being this machine. We all said, oh, Orlando Brown, he crazy, he on drugs. Remember, we said Drake from Drake and Josh, we thought he was a nutcase.
Nah,
And
yeah.
He still has the weird shit where he was hitting up a minor
Yeah.
that is still kind of shaky, but I will say we put a lot of the things that were happening wrong in all of these child stars' lives on them. They wanted to do drugs. Oh, Miley Cyrus, she's crazy, all these people. But we
Yep.
really don't know what they had to battle through to even keep up their image.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? It was shit that they were showing in a documentary about like a weird foot thing or a weird squirt on the face thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that.
And,
yeah.
and because the dude Dan Snyder was like a level 10 creep.
He was a
I
freaked out dude.
remember watching those scenes when I was little and saying, it's just weird. You know, like oh my God, I can't get this open. And then boom, it squirts on the girl's face. You know what I'm saying? I never thought shit like that was funny. I always thought, you know,
Yeah.
okay, they doing this weird shit. To grow up and see those scenes again and know that now the motherfucker who was responsible for that was on some weird shit.
You almost feel like you were.
You almost feel like you
You
were
were played with.
You
Yeah.
were the one that was a victim of that.
Yeah, because
and think
even
about
back then when we thought it was weird, we just looked past it.
it. Just look past it.
like how them victims did.
Why are they making the Ariana Grande shit was wild. I didn't see that
shit
when I was
cray.
little.
And you know what's crazy? Ariana Grande's entryway into the kid content was our exit. Like, we started getting more into like teenage shit. So we stopped watching that. I remember knowing Ariana Grande for iCarly, right? And she had red hair.
Ariana Grande? No, she was on what was she on?
Wasn't
This
Ariana
motherfucker
Grande on
Chris-
iCarly? Am I tripping?
Ariana Grande? No, she was on the show Victorious. And then she had Sam and whatever with the girl from iCarly, Jeanette McCurdy. Anyway,
We definitely owe all of them grace. We owe them apology. We thought that they were screwed up, but man, that was a sick documentary. That was tough. That was definitely a tough watch.
And I know everybody shout out to y'all that were born in, the early 2000s or whatever that maybe missed that wave of shows, but us watching it after growing up on those shows was crazy to experience it like that.
In real time, believe it or not, I don't know if we talk about this or not, but Diddy's house got raided.
Oh shit, yeah, that's happening right now as we are
Literally
recording.
happening as we speak. I'm just literally just bringing it up just to say that that's a crazy thing to see that thing get real legs. I mean, when you see stuff on a TL, it's one thing, but to see his family in handcuffs,
Yeah.
you start thinking, okay, this shit was a joke before. Kinda, never really was a joke. I should say that, but like, you see the severity of it. You know,
Nah,
You
yeah,
see how
it's
serious
starting to
it
get
is.
real. Homeland Security don't just show up because we had a hunch. They're
That's what I
showing
was
up
thinking,
after
yeah.
conclusive research has been done, type shit. And
Oh,
honestly,
Paige Beckers.
it's damn, these motherfuckers still. Is LSU still in it?
Hell yeah. It's a bunch of good ass games tonight. USC play tonight. UConn play tonight, and I think LSU plays tonight.
All right, bet.
No, I'm sorry. Iowa play tonight. Caitlin Clark. Throw some money up. Come on, y'all.
All right, bet.
Put something on that.
That's why he was so shook by
We
that
don't
show.
post
Hey,
all
shit.
of our
He
wins.
thinking about his
Just know
lost
that.
money.
We don't post all of our wins.
Anyway, the Diddy shit is crazy because we starting to really see some of the people that we just watched this man get a Lifetime Achievement Award 2 years ago. Like, I remember being called a hater because I was like, Diddy just irritate me. Like, he just seemed like he's always, you know what I'm saying? I was called a hater for that. Because the time I was hating, I'm like a real OG hater. I hate on people when nobody else is hating. Y'all are all just sucking them off. But back then,
Sucking them off.
everybody was inviting Diddy everywhere. Every show, every award show. You just could not escape the nigga. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. I don't give a fuck about this shit. But now, to see how quick we have switched to this, it is crazy.
My bad. I just came
I
across
just got some love to eat, Miss I to me.
Drake and Sexy Red. And it's just kind of like, think about why you're even doing this.
Because I'm not even fazed by you. You're a little, let me tell you something.
No, I'm just talking about like the way that he's clung to Sexy Red is the same way that he was on the Bobby Althoff interview. Same way. It just seemed like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point?
What's the issue?
The Drizzy stamp used to mean something, but like we never saw Jay or Wayne or anybody just jump on somebody that they thought had a moment. We thought they would jump on people that they thought had talent, and we see Drake hops on moments.
Jay has hopped on.
He hops on moments, bro. Like, look, Block Boy JB. Remember that?
We didn't even know who the fuck he was until Look Alive came out.
But that's the thing. The song was fire, right?
Name another Block Boy JB song.
But that's my thing.
It ain't like he was
But
popping.
do you see how you give Drake the moment, but you don't give him the fact that we don't know who Block Boy JB is? You can't point to a nigga that Jay just hopped on his song because he was dope, was walking around with him because he was dope for that moment, but now, he not hot no more.
What's the rock joints that he has?
Mind you, Drizzy was just with Ice Spice, but I guess she wasn't for this, but now Sexy is.
Y'all
I just think
wanna,
it's weird to me.
Y'all
And that's
just
my
make
nigga. He make great
everything-
music, but like,
Y'all make everything Drake do weird. Why can't he just be vibing with like Sexy Red?
because we know it ain't about the music. It almost like as if, you know what I'm saying? It's not about
y'all
the music.
make him the biggest, and y'all want him to exhibit this biggest behavior, but then y'all want to bring him back down to here.
Is it about the music though?
Because why?
Like-
Because why? Because this is the thing.
You
The
walking
niggas
around
talking
this-
with Sexy Red, you make it seem like, why the fuck is he talking to Sexy Red?
No,
now
it
you
just
put the
seems
nigga
like-
in the J category. Billionaires shouldn't be talking to nobody except talent. But then when it comes to the diss records and shit and the accolades that he has, we can't talk about that. And guess what Kendrick fans do? Drake fans. This was annoying about these motherfuckers. What have they been talking about all weekend? Grammy wins and Pulitzer prizes. But when it comes to Drake, we can't talk about accolades. But these motherfuckers can bring up a Pulitzer Prize that guess what? None of us really even give a fuck about. It's a crazy accomplishment to have, but why do
Saying
y'all
that you
get
don't
to
give a
bring up
fuck about it is
accolades?
trash. If anybody,
What does a Pulitzer Prize mean to black folks?
Terrell?
Cool. Name some more black folks. Name anybody else that got a Pulitzer, Terrence.
We would fuck with Billboard when we was young.
Who got
Now
a
we look
Pulitzer?
at Billboard like, is you dumb? So all of your little, I'm one away from Michael, nigga, beat it. We could say the same thing about that if we gonna shit on a Pulitzer Prize.
Then you got
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so now you got to shit on that for Michael too, though.
Terrell, but that's the thing. Why
gotta
would we
tell
shit
Mike
on
that
it?
Michael's
Why
hits
are
don't
y'all
matter.
trying to shit on a Pulitzer Prize?
And
Because the man don't got one?
Jay-Z,
Your man also don't have best rap album of the year.
Jay-Z, people love
Oh, yes, he do.
People love to quote that Jay-Z line of we were claiming Billboard when we was young. Well, guess what? Nigga, you just got up on the stage and was talking about how we need to get the Grammys right. I thought we didn't give a fuck about that.
But like he said, we love y'all. We just want to see y'all get it right. All I'm gonna say is you can't pick and choose when you want to give a fuck about a Pulitzer Prize, because let Drizzy go win a Pulitzer Prize. Y'all will be talking about it.
But y'all said we couldn't talk about accolades. But all weekend, y'all been accolade.
We saying y'all, when we tell y'all to rap and y'all make excuses, y'all want to use accolades. Kendrick has all the
We're
accolades,
making-
but who's
he
rapping?
raps.
Who's rapping?
Kendrick and Drake been rapping longer than Kendrick. Kendrick raps and goes
Who's
away.
going- Terrell, you was just making mad excuses for the nigga, saying he didn't have to rap, but then using his accolades.
I never said he didn't have to
Kendrick
rap. Y'all
has
see
just
how he
as
changed
many,
the narrative?
if
The
not
nigga's
more.
not a good
Kendrick
listener.
has more accolades.
Then who?
Drake.
Why are we talking about accolades?
Because that's what I said. When you talk about accolades, Kendrick could talk accolades, but he's rapping. Y'all want to talk about how we beat the Michael Jackson record, nigga? We don't care. You beat that with the digital, with the other shit that you did.
Me and the Fion were just, rapping, and she asked me, she was like, I was talking about like my life, and she was like asking me how I feel about myself now in terms of like where I am. Cause we was talking about like, remember when we met, I was at Best Buy, when we whatever, and it's crazy that XYZ.
Yeah.
So she got to this question where she was like, yourself, I want you to think about yourself laying back on your bed or just living your life and you're 65 years old. So you 29 right now, 35, 36 years from now, I want you to think about that. You're 65 years old. What does your life look like?
Grandkids.
Grandkids?
And just that. I do feel like y'all, you live your life right now to just absorb everything that you come in contact with, and then you just start to like give it back. Like, we always think we come out the cocoon when we like 18, 21. You think you battle tested then. I think you really don't come out the cocoon and show your, what you really been through until you are a grandparent or a big time parent. And now it's your life that has to speak to somebody else's, Like,
Do you think you're going to be successful? Like take it off family
yeah.
and your work life. What does 65-year-old Terrence look like financially? What does he look like?
Damn, see that? I don't know. I was more so speaking on what's important to me, which is family. I
Now
really
you-
don't give a fuck where I'm at. Like, I don't give a fuck if I'm still in the same exact spot. I don't care if I'm filthy rich. I'm hoping that what I just said about the fam, that is all I give a fuck about. Like, forward alignment in that. Like,
Okay.
It's a whole lot of niggas that are here to say, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna have money, I'm gonna do all of this. But my thing is like, the one thing that I know I have to work for real, is having the family piece. You know what I'm saying? I just know how hard that is. Right now, when me and A-Train met, it was like this long distance thing, and I think we were able to see how serious we was about each other quick because of the long distance thing. Because I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. You're not staying in a long distance relationship with somebody that you're not serious with. Y'all think me and A-Train don't have arguments or, you know what I'm saying, little issues like everybody else? The distance don't help. So like my last year of my life, I would say,
So you're thinking about 65 based on your reality now.
I'm thinking about 65 based on what am I going to be happy at 65? When I think about that, it ain't going to be about how much money I got. It's going to be about who I'm looking around and seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You got a
That's a
whole
good way to look
family
at it.
already right now, bro. And I think a lot of niggas who are young, don't have a girl, don't have a kid or a situation or whatever, you might be thinking like, damn, 65, I still got to figure out who I'm going to be at 65 with.
And that was the crux of the question.
Yeah.
Because she was like, where are you going to live? What are you going to...
Those are tough questions.
And this the thing about the question that it stuck out to me, and it made me go, you know what? Damn. Because when she asked me, were you going to be at 65? I was like, I know I'm going to be financially successful. But there was some doubt in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the how and the where. And then when she asked me where I was going to live and stuff like that, I didn't really all the way know. And I said, it's okay that I don't know. So if anybody is listening to this, and if you think about yourself at 65 years old, and you think about if you're going to be financially successful, where are you going to live? How many kids you're going to have? What are you going to do for work? What type of house are you going to have? You may not know those things, which is completely fine. I used to tell all my employees, you don't have to know what the fuck. Don't let nobody tell you what you, or ask you what you want to be when you grow up. I will never forget when one of my employees said, yeah, I got to, such and such told me I got to go home, think about what I want to be or do with my life, and come back and tell her. So I'm just trying to get an idea. And he's 19. I'm like, bro, don't go home and do that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say that, you don't have to know that shit right now, but you should ask yourself if you ever thought about your life that far. It made me think, damn, you know what? I didn't even really think about my life that far.
Yeah.
You know, like hopefully I'll still be here, but it's like, damn, why am I thinking about that? I haven't thought about where I'm gonna live. I haven't thought about anything that far, and it's healthy. The person that says, I am gonna be this, I will have that, that's actually healthier than the person that hasn't thought that far. Not that they have a leg up on you, but
Yeah.
if you can see your future that far, then
Yeah.
you give yourself a little bit of a leg up. So just start thinking about what type of house you want, how many kids you want, what you think you're gonna do financially, and it can literally change on some butterfly effect shit. It could potentially change some shit you're doing now.
Nah, yeah. It's also though, you have to figure your shit out before you can look towards the future. Anybody can tell you to pay attention to the future, but if you have a bunch of bullshit right now going on, it probably is gonna be hard to see what your life like at 65. Even me right now, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to be doing at 65. Nobody can ask me and
But
expect from me.
have you ever even tried to think about it, is the thing. Like,
Well, I feel two ways about it. I'm not, and you know, me and A-Train can relate to this because we live long distance. You know what I'm saying? We've never really been able to like care about how, or like if me and A-Train want to spend Christmas together, right? We want to spend Christmas together with each other. So like, where ain't really that important right now. We just got to figure out what's the best option for now. So 65, where
That's
are
the
you going to
thing,
be when
yeah.
you're 65?
y'all not gonna be doing this long distance thing in 30 years. That's
You
why I
just
said if
asking
you
me
thinking
why
about
I
it.
haven't thought about it, and I'm telling you it's because 65 is so far from now that just thinking about where I would be when I'm 65 or whatever is low-key stressful. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where the fuck I'm gonna be in 5 years, let alone
true.
65. That's why I say the money thing, they might eliminate jobs. They might eliminate something and say everybody, you know, we really don't know what the fuck is gonna be at 65. Your mother, when she was
point-
20,
I want Crew to have a big backyard.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I think about myself at 65, he's going to be 30. So it's like, I have to think beyond my current future goal and look into a future that I never thought about. And so the goal is to really just think about your life in that sense and see if it alters something that you're doing now. Because if you decide, when I'm 65, I want to have a fucking whatever. Like you said, if you a
What
sandwich
would you say
flipper,
to the person that says 65 is too far away to think about? Like it's 65, it's 5 years from 70. Should you really be thinking about where you're going to be at 65?
do you even think you will still be
If you
here?
don't know where you're going to be in 10 years, should you be thinking about 65?
I'm not saying it's something that you need to plan your fucking life around. I think it's something that's it's a good mental.
I feel
It's
you.
like a good mental thing.
Like a good
to
mental
try.
measuring.
You need to try it.
I definitely do that.
No, you don't. You just said.
I mean, but I'm not doing. I mean, put it like this: when you have a situation in front of you, what's it gonna do? Thinking about 65, if I need to think about my next 2 years, that's why I said you can't think about your way down the road if you don't even know how you about to get a little bit forward. You thinking about how you gonna make an escape out of this place? You don't even know how to get down the hall. Like, yo, you need to figure out how to get out the hall first before you figure out how to get out the building. Like,
You're right, and I feel like you don't think so. You don't think thinking about you then would help you now.
I definitely do. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's why I'm not so much.
And that's why I said nobody has to know. I told you. When she asked me, I was like, damn. I don't really know. I never really thought about it.
Yeah. That questions like that, see the difference between me and you is questions like that stress me out. I don't have to know that right now.
No, you don't have to. And that's the thing. You don't have I said at the beginning, you don't have to know, but you should think about that version of you and what that's going to be like or what you want for that, because it will remind you. If you ever seen the movie where they go in the future and shit get fucked up and then they go back in time and they wake up and their mom and dad is there and they're like, oh, I'm just so grateful to be back. It's kind of like giving yourself that moment.
Trust me.
But try it out. See if it works for you.
Definitely. Definitely. All right, y'all. Look, before we go, I do want to say this weekend was so dope in the Realest 9 with the chat and everything. Recently, I think y'all know I've gotten into sports betting and I've been in a couple different Discords. Just kind of getting advice and stuff like that. I don't know if everybody knows about Discord, but in the time that I spent in it, I was telling Terrell, I've been enjoying the fuck out of it. Like I've all low-key fallen in love with it. Low-key. And we had so much fun with the Realest 9 on Patreon in the community that we said, you know what? It might be time for us to start up our own dope ass like exclusive Discord community. So don't get your hopes. I'm not gonna say mad high, but it's definitely something that like,
Yeah.
I told Terrell, like, I feel like it would just be so fun for all of us to have like this exclusive, like, it's outside of Twitter, it's outside of all the bullshit.
Nah, yeah.
I see the way that they set it up. Ours would be so dope.
Yeah, I would love to get in that joint. I can finally get my, if we want to talk TV or we want to talk film, if it's going to be exclusive.
I
takes.
told Terrell, imagine me and Terrell hitting your phone every morning. The way these Discord dudes, these sports bettors, they wake up and they say, yo, y'all, let's get to the money. How's everybody doing or whatever? I kind of felt like, damn, I want that so bad with our community. I think y'all would fuck with it. Y'all let us know how y'all feel in the comments. Literally, me and Terrell hitting your phone every day. We talking about a bunch of different things, bunch of different servers. That's just about to be lit.
That would be dope.
It'll be dope. But that's going to be it for 194. We locked in.
194.
Enjoy your week. Beyonce Friday.
Yes, sir. Cowboy Carter. You already know. Act 2 Renaissance. The biggest. The GOAT.
Damn, I did that before.
What?
Because I don't have a headphone. So you know I'm going to be doing that and then it's going to...
Nah, yeah. You going to just be stuck there like you lagging.